nigga, he now see.
My mind is so spectacular. Open up your aperture. You don't like the light that I be shining, bitch, you Dracula. Southern draw vernacular, flip you like a spatula. Knew that I was built to put this world up on my scapula. I've been on this road so long, my tires bald. I don't wanna text and no, I don't wanna call. Came in this shit running, bitch, I don't know how to crawl. We ain't never folding, I'm holding the highest car. Look, okay, grew up running post routes. Now I'm on the cash route. Better call the plumber, that boy spitting like a bass spout. All these bad women in this club, fuck is you mad about? Word to all my estheticians, boy, I'm about to lash out. Straight from St. John's to the east side, jigging since the knee high. Watch the way I put on for my state, nigga, yeehaw. Respecting no everything. Crazy how I made it to the league from the bleach eyes. Boy, my shit hair wrong, black, rich, and bare arms. Smoking on that yogi, this shit stronger than some bare arms. Goku, I'm in rare form, you cannot prepare for him. When I swing, it's like a carnival, this shit ain't fair for him. Brought intellect back to this rap shit. You niggas need chapstick. Shit been dry for way too long, and I'm the matchstick. You niggas Nickelodeon me, I'm more like Cap Nick. Cap a nigga, throw him in front of me. Party favors on the table, you can pick and choose. I would be lying if I said that I don't get confused. I'm just a player in the game and I don't pick the rules. Why trouble always seem to find the ones with shit to lose. About to blow like we just lit the fuse. We double dutch into this dough, I get this shit in twos. Push the button, get it started, put that shit in cruise. A little dust up on his heart, I barely get to use. A fool flatters himself, a wise man flatters the fool. Man, I just came to get it started like mechanics with tools. Cause in my hood, if you don't pack a tool, you planning to lose. These young boys deserve Oscars, they be acting a fool. A couple loose screws, but they hammer accurate. Ooh, I know some niggas stuck on drugs and manufacture it too. School of hard knocks, we all got our bachelor's food. No cap and gowns, but we all had the master. Party favors on the table, you can pick and choose. I would be lying if I said that I don't get confused. I'm just a player in the game and I don't pick the rules. Why trouble always seem to find the ones with shit to lose. I'm lit, it's about to be a late night. Fresh wax, shawty, show me what it tastes like. Niggas know me in my city like I'm Wayne Wright. Got them looking up to me and we the same height. Ooh, I got it bad, deep in my bag. Foot on the gas, they cannot last. Swimming with the sharks, bitch, that's a great white. Never stopping, we don't even need no brake lights. Say she don't smoke, but she always smoke with me, yeah. Backwards in the air, back up in the ovaries, yeah. All my ops, they stay running like they over easy, yeah. Even my masseurs can't just get too close to me, yeah. Shout out to Next, soon as the ink dry, we count out the checks, yeah. I never flex, I bought up a business, you bought up a section. I'm at the top of my class, yeah. Y'all never learned from your lessons. Skywalker gave me the force, yeah. Turn this into an obsession, yeah. I couldn't wait on the team, cooking shit up with just me and play, yeah. Things never are what they seem, but we know the facts, yeah. Charging that shit to the game, but now I pull up with a battery pack, yeah. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, and we can just leave it at fact. I'm dumb lit, it's about to be a late night. Fresh wax, shawty, show me what it tastes like. Niggas know me in my city like I'm Wayne Wright. Got them looking up to me and we the same height. Ooh, I got it bad, deep in my bag. Foot on the gas, they cannot last. Swimming with the sharks, bitch, that's a great white. Never stopping, we don't even need no brake lights. Big bro, why they call you big bro? Every time we hit the bank, we deposit zip codes. Well connected with the streets, like we out in Skid Row.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. I'm your host, Mr. BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos, hit that like button. Y'all come in here. Hit the share, subscribe as well. Hit that Cash App, $SlickRick1990, $SlickRick1990 is our Cash App as well. If y'all want to follow us and continue to support the Pull Up Basketball Podcast at your own discretion, continuously follow us at the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. But let's get it popping, man. We got a lot of things to talk about today. Welcome back to the Clippers Talk. We are about to go full swing. LA Clippers Talk. NBA Summer League is around the corner next week. What else? Draft is already done. And after NBA Summer League, we'll go straight into camp in about 2.5 months. So off-season news as well, free agency signings, all that good stuff we're gonna talk about, man. Make sure y'all come in here. Make sure y'all smash that like button. We got a good show for y'all today. Got my mic back, my computer back working. Everything is good to go. Shout out to Allen NG. Allen NG does never disappoints with the donations. $1.99 donation. You know what I'm saying? That's why you my guy. I appreciate you, man. Showing up, showing love every single show with something $1.99. Again, if you guys don't ever want to donate, man, just make sure y'all subscribe if y'all are new members. You know what I'm saying? You gotta like the video because the content we put out here, man, is definitely needed to get put out in the masses. Shout out to my man Lewis, you know what I'm saying, over in the St. Virgin Islands. A big hello from your favorite fan. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you, my guy. Hey, share the pod with some of your people out there, man. I know, you know, Virgin Islands, that's the home of Tim Duncan, so y'all know sports and I'm pretty sure basketball out there. So y'all make sure you share your, you know, pod with the people, man. So we got 15 people, man. Let's get these likes up to 15 likes, man. We got a lot to talk about today. More off-season news, off-season moves. I kind of want to get into something that you know, I want to, you know, been pondering on my mind for quite some time, a few days. And it's starting to become more and more of a possibility if a certain player is bought out, and that player is Bradley Beal, currently of the Phoenix Suns, who, according to a report by Usmik yesterday, or not yesterday, but he put out a report saying that Bradley Beal not only can just be bought out, but also the Clippers are a team that can be one of the teams that he's bought out with. Now, I want to give a shout out to my guy D-Rob. I can't take the credit for this. My man D-Rob, who's a, you know, faithful subscriber of the show. You know what I'm saying? Good friend. I talk basketball quite a bit off the air. He brought the attention that Bradley Beal about last month could have been a good option for the Clippers. I'm gonna tell y'all why, and then as time went on, I'm gonna tell y'all why I think this could be such a pretty good signing. I just don't know if they're gonna be able to do it. But let's hear the quick clip from Usmik, who covered the Clippers a couple seasons back and the Lakers, who's with ESPN, and he had this to say, about a 30-second clip, and we'll be right back.
Be perhaps the Clippers would be a player, and if Bradley Beal were to be bought out of his contract, perhaps the Clippers would be a player, and that's something some people have mentioned to me, because the Clippers have always been advantageous about getting stars on the cheap when there's a situation like that where they're bought out. Look, in the past, they've gotten point guards like John Wall, Rajon Rondo, Russell Westbrook. That. They could be very advantageous if something like that unforeseen would happen, like if Bradley Beal were to be bought out.
I always like getting my stars on the cheap.
Sorry, it took a minute to start it, man. The volume was tripping, so I was trying to unvolume it. But anyway, y'all heard it from Usmik, that quick clip saying that the Clippers are a team that could possibly be in the Bradley Beal sweepstakes if he is bought out. If he is bought out, he can be a person in the Bradley Beal sweepstakes. So let me kind of give y'all some clarity what's going on. So with all these different moves in the free agency since Kevin Durant's departure and going to the Houston Rockets, a lot of things have been happening. A lot of moves been made. You know what I'm saying? Players have been traded away. Players have been, you know, key players have been traded away to different teams. You know, of course, the Clippers went on and got Brook Lopez, right? Went on and got Brook Lopez. So, you know, that's something that is, like I said, that just goes to show you that the Clippers are trying to make, you know, moves. The guy offered Drew Eubanks. They, of course, re-signed James Harden. yada yada yada. So a lot of stuff is going on with the Clippers that they're trying to find a way to make moves. And I personally believe a lot of the moves that they're making is based off of their new addition to their front office, that advisor from the Sacramento Kings, Monte McNair. All right, so let's talk about what's going on with Phoenix and Bradley Beal. So y'all do know I just don't look at the Clippers. I look at other teams as well, and I kind of let y'all know, you know, what is going on with other teams. I just don't focus on the Clippers. So I went on to an article about Bradley Beal where he was actually this whole thing about him being bought out is definitely a possibility. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up this article right now so y'all can kind of see where this is actually coming up. All right. So I just read it last night. So I'm just gonna go through it pretty swiftly so y'all can see. I'm pretty sure y'all seen it before too. But I'm just gonna kind of let y'all see what's going on with this. And I'm not gonna go through the full article by itself, but I'm just gonna kind of let y'all see what the situation is. So according to Dwayne Ranking, who is a Phoenix Suns insider, y'all can see the title says Phoenix Suns discussing possible Bradley Beal buyout. Y'all see the title right there. Let's look a little bit deeper into the story. The Phoenix Suns have been discussing a possible buyout for guard Bradley Beal. League sources have informed the Arizona Republic. I'm guessing that is the paper up out in Phoenix. Beal has 2 years left on his contract, totaling $110 million. A buyout would make Beal a free agent. Teams can officially begin signing players to contracts July the 6th. So we're on July the 4th. Happy Independence Day as well. Got to mention that as well. July 6th is pretty much on Sunday where teams can sign contracts to players, I guess, who are bought out. It says the three-time All-Star guard is on a 5-year deal for $251 million, which includes a no-trade clause that he signed with the Washington Wizards. So Bradley Beal still on that contract from Washington. He no longer have the no trade clause with the buyout because the contract will be voided. So let's stop right there. So the buyout, what is a buyout? A buyout just potentially means that a team and an organization come to an agreement that they will want to mutually depart from each other. So that would mean, a contract pretty much done and it's, on both sides is agreed upon. So pertaining to the Suns, they're at, like you asked, why would the Suns want to get rid of Bradley Beal? Is because of that very reason that the Suns, they just signed Jalen Green. They let go of Kevin Durant. They still have Devin Booker. That would not make sense to really keep Bradley Beal around because, like I said, when you brought in Jalen Green to the team, essentially what you're saying, the Suns are saying they're trying to get younger. And possibly there's no space for 3 shooting guards who are all the same. Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Jalen Green are pretty much all 6'5" under shooting guards who can start on any team in the NBA. Right? So, and this has kind of been the kind of story with Bradley Beal since he came to Phoenix. He's had to play second fiddle to he's had to play second string. So we've heard little, reports like Bradley Beal feeling disrespected by Mike Budenholzer, calling him playing the Drew Holiday role, him playing behind Devin Booker, all this, you know what I'm saying? So it's not been the best fit for him in Phoenix. And I think they've come to the realization. The contract, of course, he has a massive contract. And the reason why they're looking to possibly do this buyout is because we just saw with Damian Lillard with Milwaukee, out of nowhere, a player of his caliber be bought out of nowhere, pretty much waived. Like, we don't want you no more. Appreciate y'all coming in here, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button. But like I like to say, it's out there. This guy, Dwayne Rankin, said it, who's a Phoenix Suns insider, and Usman said that Bradley Beal's on the market if he is bought out. Now, do I feel like Bradley Beal will be bought out? Yes, I do. And why is that? Because just the reasons that I said. Because he's the fit. Because I feel like Bradley Beal is a player who should be utilized more in his caliber. And I think, personally, Bradley Beal wants to win. Phoenix ain't going nowhere. When they let go of Kevin Durant, I mean, they weren't going anywhere last year. I just think they're poorly built. I think they were lacking, a center, a valuable center, and I think them having Kevin Durant play the power forward, I think eventually got to him, and playing the center last year got to him. So I think right now this is an opportunity for the Suns to kind of like get off of Beal and kind of start, building around Devin Booker, who I think that's really their guy. So if we look at his stats, right, we look at Bradley Beal's stats. The last season, he averaged 17 points per game, 3.3 rebounds, 3.7 assists off of 49% shooting. All right, this is what he averaged just last year. He's 32 years old. He's 6'4". He's 207 pounds. Right. So statistically wise, if you look at what he has averaged as a third option, those are pretty solid numbers, especially him coming off the bench as well. When you look at those, are pretty solid numbers for Bradley Beal as a third option. As y'all come here and smash that like button. Come here and smash that like button. So why do I feel like Bradley Beal will be a good addition to the Clippers? Well, number one, we are lacking, like I told y'all before, we're lacking a second star. We are desperately lacking a second star, or even a third star, if you want to put it like that. Because of the departure of Paul George, we have no one to give us that 22 to 25 points per game, along with the elite playmaking, elite defense, and elite rebound, all the stuff that Paul George brought. We're desperately missing that, and I think we saw that this year. We thought, well, I didn't think masses before the season started, they had James Harden better than Paul George, and he can fill in Paul George's shoes. He can do what he can do. He can rebound. He can play defense. He can, score. He can do all these things. And then you come to find out in the playoffs, he actually does none of that. Hell, even in the regular season, people say, James Harden had a great regular season. James Harden had a very, very productive regular season as far as him getting the most of what he can at his age. His field goal percentage shooting was not good. I think it was around 41%. Bradley Beal shooting over 49. You got the assist turnover ratio. He averaged, I think, 8 assists, but he also averaged like 4.5 turnovers. So it's not a good assist turnover ratio. I mean, the burden on Harden was a lot. Playing the most minutes on the team. But people go back to, he gave the Clippers, got them to did what he did in the regular season. As I mentioned before, as I told y'all before, the Clippers were flirting between that 6th to play-in spot all year, up until Kawhi came back in January, and then they automatically go on to a streak. If you look at the Clippers before Kawhi got back, they were flirting between that 6th and play-in spot. It wasn't until Kawhi Leonard got back into the mix, that's when the Clippers took an acceleration and started winning those games. That's when that 13-2 run came upon each other, and that actually was able for the Clippers to start, making noise as a team that could possibly compete for a championship, which turned out to be a false because they get eliminated in the first round. So the main problems with the Clippers is they didn't have a power forward, which we still don't have. Actually, I'm going to talk about that in another video. I think Brook Lopez, people need to start probably looking at him possibly being our power forward. Because here's the thing about Brook Lopez. I'm going to get too off kilter. It's all about building size at that 4 position. The Clippers are lacking size at that 4 position. They've tried to play Derrick Jones Jr. there. They've tried to play Nicholas Batum there. He's older. He can't play starter minutes as the power forward, Nicholas Batum. And I said that in another video. I said Nicholas Batum should retire or become a coach for the team, but I don't think he is. He should continuously be playing those heavy minutes as a starter. And I said that Kawhi Leonard, he shouldn't be playing the 4 for the entirety of the season. I think when you put a player at their proper position, which Kawhi is a 3, that's where he will dominate. But when you place him at the 4, he's going to still be very good. But as far as him dominating his matchup and him not having to put the workload so much on him, that is where, I see the difference. So the Clippers are missing size at that 4. And I think what they should possibly do is put a Ivica Zubac and Brook Lopez side by side, because you got one guy who plays inside in Ivica Zubac. You have another guy that's playing outside in Brook Lopez. They both can protect the rim pretty good. They're both solid, pretty good defenders at their size. So what that would do, that would make the Clippers bigger, and that would put Kawhi back in his rightful position. But back to the point. The Clippers are missing another scoring option. Norman Powell, people thought it was going to be Norman Powell. As y'all saw in the playoffs, Norman Powell, great regular season player. Very good regular season player. Does not produce like he should in the playoffs. This was his opportunity to do it. So now and this is another thing too. Now that Norm is up for another contract, this is his last year of his contract, and the Clippers still ain't re-upped him. He's put in a tough spot because they've already seen the front office looking like, well, we've seen what happened in the playoffs, and we see that Norm can't be our second option. I don't even think that's particularly it. I just think also that James Harden is not the point guard for Norman Powell. He needs a better point guard beside him. But that's not the case. I don't think that Norman Powell is the guy to replace Paul George. So now the conversation comes into the offseason. Do you bring Norman Powell back to the bench? Well, you can't do that because you already gave him this man a starting spot. He's going to be feeling some type of way already. So I just personally think Norman Powell's going to probably be ended up leaving the Clippers off of a trade, or he's going to pretty much end up leaving next year in free agency, in my personal opinion, because he's going to be looking for that money, as he should. So the Clippers have to find a guy that's going to be able to produce them points and be able to, bring the playmaking. And I think that Bradley Beal is that type of player. And I also think people don't also remember in the playoffs. I have to really kind of look back and remember what Bradley Beal was in the postseason. He played on the Wizards for pretty much his entirety of his career. He played there for 11 seasons. When he had John Wall beside him, the Wizards were making some noise in the Eastern Conference. From about 2014 to about 2017, they were making the second round every single year. Every year they were making the second round. For 3 straight playoffs, they made the second round in 3 straight playoffs. And as y'all can see in the playoff series, he's averaging 19 points per game, 21, 24. And it was next to a prime John Wall. This is when Bradley Beal was a second option. And he's averaged, 23.4 rebounds, 3.8 assists, and 49 games of playoff play. That's pretty good, even though the amount of games could be more for what he has been given. I mean, he's been able to shoot the ball particularly well. He's been able to score the ball particularly well, when he had somebody beside him. Now, when it was just him, the last 2 playoff years in 2018 and 2021, when they had Russell Westbrook, he gave you 23 points per game and he gave you 30 points per game. The point I'm getting to is I don't think Bradley Beal will be a player that you got to worry about freezing up in the playoffs when it comes to scoring. And that's what the Clippers needed in the playoffs desperately, somebody that can score the ball. Nobody can score against that Denver defense outside of Kawhi comfortably, consistently. Hell, even Ivica Zubac, I think he averaged 17 points per game. But the issue with Zubac, and I'm going to say this again, Zubac's ability to stretch the floor and shoot the mid-range jump shot, he must be able to do that. That's not an option. You can only average so many points if you don't get the ball enough which the Clippers offense doesn't revolve around Zubac, he's not going to be able to give that scoring output if he doesn't develop a jump shot. And if he can't make his free throws. So he's going to have to, like I said, develop that mid-range. He'll have to be able to develop his free throw shooting. Point blank, period. So you don't have another guy, and this is the guy I think they can use. I don't think Bill's gonna have getting his shot up against players at his position. I don't think Bill's gonna have a problem, playing against physical defense. Now people gonna ask, well, BJ, what about his injury history? What about his injury? What about it? The problem with it is people say, well, he's so injury prone. Well, I don't see him missing any playoffs. He's been available every playoff series in his career. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. He has not missed one playoff series. So all this, he's hurt. I mean, look, the league right now. If you go across the league, there's a lot of stars that are playing like 60 to 65 games in a season. So if a player takes time off because of a knick-knack or, soreness or, uncomfortability in his lower body, that really does not, to me, that doesn't really make much of an issue. If you're available in the postseason, that's really, for the Clippers, that's the most important thing. As long as you're ready for the playoffs. So that's what I'll say about this whole he's an injury prone. People say, well, his defense. What is Bill? 6'4", 207. I don't think Bill is a bad defender. I just think that he hasn't been on the team where he's having to defend. But I've seen Bill play defense at his position. I mean, he's not really a small guy. He's actually a pretty big dude. You know what I'm saying? 200 plus and 6'4", that's a pretty solid size, especially at the PG position. I mean, this stuff that he don't play defense, I mean, what does that look like? Like I said, he's not Paul George as far as his ability to do everything that PG can do. But as far as the most important things like scoring and playmaking, which the Clippers desperately need, they don't have a second playmaker next to Harden. I'll keep talking about the Clippers don't have a second playmaker. They have a second playmaker. Well, Bradley Beal can make. Bradley Beal can play the point guard position. Bradley Beal can distribute. Bradley Beal can break down defenses. Norman Powell can't do that. He can't do that. This is the same guy that had led the league in scoring. He just led the league in scoring in 2020, 2021. So that tells you he can score the ball. Let me look. Matter of fact, let's look at his seasons. He averaged 30 points in 2020. He averaged 30 points in 2019, 2020. He averaged 31 points in 2020, 21. And then that's when the injuries started to pile up. 23 points per game, 23 points per game. And then Phoenix 18 points and then 17 points. So I think them last couple years in Washington were not really all injuries. I think that was just him not wanting to play for a losing team. Because notice he never had I don't think Bradley Beal's even ever had a surgery. I don't know if somebody can actually remind me. I don't think Bradley Beal's even had a real surgery. So for you to play 40, 50 games in a season, that's kind of telling me that, and for Washington, that's kind of telling me that you probably didn't want to play, or you weren't gonna push your body to the limit, because there's no point, because the Wizards were horrible. They're a horrible team. So he was like not going to push his body. You got to understand, too, people. Got to understand 82 games. It's a lot of games to play. And you got to remember, in this era especially, they have games set that are actually sat out for players to sit out, scheduled. They'll go to the player and say, how do you feel about sitting out this game? Medical staff. And a lot of players will take that. They'll take their sweet time coming back from injuries because the money's guaranteed. So don't look at the games played and he didn't play this amount of games and say, oh, he's injury prone. He's not that. He's no good. Washington was not good after John Wall got hurt. They had that 1 year with Russell Westbrook, and he played 60 games that year. That was the last year he played a lot of games when Russell Westbrook was there. And he led the league in scoring. They made the playoffs at the 8th seed. They won a game against the Sixers. After that, there's not really a reason to play anymore. And then he gets to the Suns. His need to really play a lot of minutes is pretty much down. Y'all need a power forward. I just said it, man. I just told you. I just said Brook Lopez should be the power forward. That's why I'm trying to tell you. I'm gonna make a video about that because he can stretch the floor, and he's 7 feet. That's your power forward right there. But like I said, as I look through the free agency, there's not really another player that I see that can replace what Paul George could do. Until you deal with that, you can get a power forward, you can get a point guard, you can get a backup center, you can get whatever you want to get. Until you address that second star, you're not going anywhere, especially in the Western Conference. You're not going anywhere. Lopez is too slow to be the 4. Well, here's the thing about that. Who are the 4s in the league? You got, saying that he's too slow to be the 4 is like saying Zubac's too slow to be the 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like saying the same thing about Zubac being too slow to be the 5. He's too slow to deal with Jokic. He's too slow to deal with Embiid. He's too slow to deal with Karl-Anthony Towns. He's too slow to deal with he's too slow, period. That's the same thing for Zubac. But again, you don't worry about the other team, what they're doing. You stick to your game plan. If you want to play big, you play big. The small ball era is weighing away. A lot of these teams are starting to get bigger. Look at Dallas, big. Houston, big. OKC, big. These teams ain't being small like they used to, like with the Warriors. They're starting to get away from that. And that's, again, why the Clippers have struggled. They've been too small. You had Derrick Jones Jr., you had Kawhi, you had Nicholas Batum all at the 4 last year, and it did not get you past the first round. The Clippers have to get bigger. Now, the Clippers, they say, well, he could be the backup 5. Here's the thing about being a backup 5. That could be an option, but I would be more inclined to let him be the starting 4 with Zubac. And then when Zubac needs a break, you can just go ahead and move Lopez to the backup 5 and let somebody else play the 4. And you can just do it in rotation. But I think a lineup with Zubac, Lopez, Kawhi, the 2, whoever you pick up, I would love to get Bradley Beal. and then James Harden, now you have size and you have more of a filled out roster. And you got shooting because Brook Lopez can shoot the 3-point shot. And he has playoff experience, championship experience. Carlos said Clippers won't rebuild due to financial reasons. Just buy a new arena. Best option they have at the moment to make a push and get money from stars. Harden may be someone they can get for Kawhi or depth. They're not getting off of Kawhi. They're not getting off of Kawhi. I want y'all to understand something. Kawhi is 34 years old, man. Look, he had a great season. He had a very good playoffs last year. He was responsible primarily for what the streak, if we're going to be honest, that streak towards the end of the season when they went 13-2, go look at Kawhi's numbers, what he put up, them 15 games. If the Clippers don't make that streak, they are going to be in the play-in. The West was that tight from seeds 4 all the way down to about 8. That if you lose or you drop a game and another team wins a game, you can find yourself 2-3 spots down. For them to go on that 13-2 streak, that was Kawhi Leonard turning up towards the end of the season. So I don't understand this whole mindset of just get off of Kawhi as if he's just somebody that came. I mean, you saw it just at the end of the season. You saw it in the playoffs against Denver. He just didn't have another guy to come with him. Denver did. Jamal Murray is a real second option. That's somebody can get you 20, 25 points, turn up in the postseason, hit big shots, not afraid of the moment. All that. So that's what the Clippers are missing now. So I don't know how they get the buyout done because, like I said, for them to get the buyout, Bill will have to leave Phoenix. But then again, you got to look at, well, what does Bradley Beal want? Does he want to win or does he want to just be a player to get his bread? Does he want to be comfortable in a good scenery? You know, all that stuff. So based off of my opinion about Beal, from what I know about him, he seems like he's a good locker room guy. He's a high character dude who just really ain't had the opportunity to really be placed in a position to win. Well, actually, I take that back. In Washington, he did. I think he did a good job. And the East was actually pretty competitive. And they had their opportunities to get to the conference finals. Losing to Boston, losing to Indiana, playing Atlanta, playing Chicago. They had opportunities to get to the conference finals. I don't think he likes to lose. Now, this is a clip right here with Bill shaking his head in disgust. I don't know if y'all remember this back in 2021. This was like I think one of his last years in Washington. Y'all remember that buzz where everybody wanted to get Bradley Beal, especially the Lakers. Like there was a stint where Bradley Beal was a highly sought after free agent. And the Washington Wizards were so bad. I think this was like the beginning of the season. They were so bad. They caught him on the side, shaking his head, meditating, in disgust, frustrated because the Wizards just were not a good team. They were the worst team in the league. They couldn't he did not want to be in Washington at this point. So this tells me that he wants to win. His decision to go to Phoenix was him wanting to win. So I think the Clippers should take a look at it. The question is that does Bradley Beal want to take a massive pay cut? Well, he's owed $110 million on his deal. And if the Suns buy him out, which means they give him a certain amount, a certain percentage of that contract, how much will that be left over for another team to pay? Well, the Clippers only have $5 million left over. They only have $14 million of that mid-level exception. They spent $9 million of it on Brook Lopez already, so they only have $5 million. So does Bradley Beal come to the Clippers for a 1-year, $5 million deal, something similar to what Russell Westbrook did a couple years ago? Something similar to what John Wall did. He took a buyout from the Rockets because he thought he could win. Does he do what Rajon Rondo did? Took a buyout with the Lakers. The Clippers will take players on the cheap. That's what Lawrence Frank will do. He will take players on the cheap. So I think the Clippers are interested. Now it's just if Bradley Beal is interested, and does he feel the Clippers will be good enough if he joins that team? I think I don't know if he lives out in LA, but I think he would be open to living in LA. I mean, who wouldn't? You know what I mean? So I don't know. He said you can't blame Harden or Kawhi. The other players never step up. Norm, Bogey, we just couldn't buy a shot. Well, Harden you can blame for Game 7. You can blame Harden for Game 7. And you can blame Harden for certain other spots in the series as well. He had good games. Game 6, he had a really good game. Game 1, he had a good game. And I believe Game 1 and Game 6. Outside of that, he didn't have really any other really good games in the playoffs. It's always going to be 2 good games that Harden's going to have in a series, at least 2. You're going to guarantee 2 good games. He said, I don't know about how I feel about Harden and Bill together. Well, I don't think Harden is the answer, period, but I would rather have Bill starting over Norm. I'll have Bill starting over Norm because he can play make and can take that responsibility off of Harden. That's why I think what the Clippers are doing, the reason why they ain't signed Chris Paul on that mid-level exception, the reason why they ain't signed Chris Paul on that little mid-level exception is for one reason and one reason only. I think they're trying to figure out what they're going to do, if what Bradley Beal is going to do. Because the Chris Paul deal should have been done by now. If the reports are true from what Chris Haynes said, the Suns and the Clippers, there's no way in the world that nobody has signed Chris Paul yet. I'll take Bill over. Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't take Bill over Norm? He's a more proven scorer. He's big in the playoffs. I don't think. He said, "You don't think the Clippers get Bill so they can deal Norm for a power forward?" I think the Clippers are off of Norm, man. I really do. I really do. I really do. Y'all making my point. We don't have a second star. Zubac can't be the second star, bro. He can't. I'm sorry. He doesn't produce enough scoring output to be it. He's a great utility piece, but he doesn't have the skill set nor the scoring output to be able to produce 20, 25 points per game. Should. Salute OC. What's good, bro? Y'all keep saying he has a bad back. Where is this bad back, bro? Like, he hasn't. What playoff series has he missed? I don't understand. His back can't be that bad if he ain't missed the playoff series. He's been. I don't care about the regular season. If the man plays in the playoffs, that's all I care about. He ain't had no major surgeries. I don't know what this whole thing he's so hurt because he sat out of a game. He sat out a stretch of games. Who gives a damn? Are you healthy for the postseason? Is what I care about. If you go throughout the league, go check how many of these players are playing 55 to 60 games, bro. They are scheduling. I'm gonna ask y'all this question again. If I'm guaranteed a certain salary, no matter if I play or not, am I going to go out there and play 82 games? Am I going to go out there and play 70 games if I don't got to? Go to y'all jobs. If y'all get a guaranteed salary, you're going to have days where you're going to be like, oh, you might have went out the night before. You may just want to take a day off. You may just want to, basically call in and say, I don't want to, go to work today. I mean, niggas call in when they don't have a salary. What you think they're going to do when they do have a salary? Guaranteed money. They on that bench laughing and giggling. Bro, like, y'all got to think a little bit deeper, man. These players are not, just because they sit out of a game don't mean that they're dealing with real injuries, especially now. See, back in the 2000s and even starting the 2010s, the contracts were not what they are. They had no choice but to play. You're going to play to get that money. You're going to play to get that money. The culture now is players are not playing every single game, bro. They're not. And if y'all sitting back talking about a player needs to play, and the other needs, apply that shit to y'all jobs and tell me, do y'all go to work every day? Or do y'all call out sick for bullshit reasons and stuff like that because y'all don't want to get out there and I mean, dog, it's life. Dog, it's life. That's what it is. These players ain't not gonna be out there every single game and play. I mean, I'm sorry, that's just not the reality of the league where we're at right now. I don't care about the regular season. Are you ready for the playoffs? I don't give a damn about the regular season. That's the Clippers' problem. That's y'all problem. Y'all worry so much about, the Clippers had a great regular season. That shit don't matter in the playoffs. That's why the season this year was a disappointment. We won 50 games. 50 games. No one's going to care about that. Nobody's going to care about the regular. They're going to care about what did you do in the playoffs. It's going to be an exit. It's going to be a first round, and that's a successful year. People have got to stop worrying about the regular season. OKC is an anomaly. They are able to turn up in the regular season and the playoffs, but when you're like in your 30s, early 30s, mid 30s, these players, they're not worried about the season. They can go and play 55, 60 games and then come into the playoffs and then they can turn the switch on. That's how that works. That's why you guys heard of playoff Jimmy. That's why y'all hear about playoff Kawhi. That's why y'all seen LeBron turn up in the playoffs. That's why you've seen Steph Curry turn up in the playoffs, especially lately when he's not really doing what he was doing in the regular season. He dropped off. No, they're coasting, bro. They've been doing this for over 10, 15 years. They don't have to exert their energy throughout the regular season. They know how to pace themselves at the end of the day. So again, if you have a player that you're saying in the mid to late 30s, he ain't playing 75, 80 games, bro, you ain't been watching the NBA long enough. You ain't been watching the NBA long enough. He said comparing ball players who make millions to people who do not is not the same. See, now you're making excuses. It don't matter. It's a job. You get paid. They're an employer just like any other regular citizen. The only difference is regular citizens pay for their salary because you want to be entertained. It's a job. Being a professional athlete is a job, which a lot of people can't do. They say it's so easy. If it's so easy, then why is 1% of the population can make it at that level? I hate when people do that stuff. Oh, basketball is not a real job, or it's just entertainment. It's so easy. Why the hell is only 1% part of the population doing it? Now you get paid very, very handsomely for the job, but don't try to shame professional athletes because you can't do it. That's called hating. That's called hating because you can't do the job. You're trying to shame professional athletes for something that you really could not do or probably wasn't good enough. Corey Gear 5 said no problem. Sport is easy. It's not. No sport is easy. You could hell, being a doctor is not easy. Being any type of profession, you get paid based off of what the market produces. Because the consumer wants to pay to go see players play, that is what they make. That's the bottom line. If you have a problem with what an NBA player makes, that is your problem because you continuously spend money to watch it. And then to turn around and blame the player is crazy to me. But I'm gonna drop the link. But like I said, man, I like the Bradley Beal move because I think he's the player that fits. I think the Clippers have been trying to get size for a long time, and if they don't have the size, I think that they got Brook Lopez. I think that was a good signing. So somebody can stretch the court and can shoot the three. Um, he can hit the three. That's kind of what I feel like the Clippers are in need of right now. Backup center and a shooting guard. If the Clippers can get a point guard too, backup point guard, be greedy. But that's another thing. Chris Dunn, as a player, as a backup point guard, that's not really a good addition to my personal opinion. He says Bradley Beal overrated. Salute Cottage. I don't think he's overrated. I just think we don't know because he ain't really been on a team. I would love to see what he would have been against Denver. I guarantee you he'd be better at what Norm and Harden were scoring. I guarantee you he cracks at least 20 points per game. I guarantee you that. If they got Beal, how do you feel for them trading Norm for Butcher? As long as the Clippers have a second star, I'm cool with it. But if you just trade Norm for Butcher, I mean, you're not really doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? You're just basically trading a problem for a problem. I mean, the Clippers got to get off of some guys that they have right now. This whole Bogdanovich thing, I don't know why they still have this man on the roster. I don't know why. I don't even know why they even have Bogdanovich on the roster. It's kind of weird to me. All right. So I'm gonna let y'all continuously come in here and cook. I'm gonna go back up because I've been missing a lot of comments. Damian Lillard to the Clippers. nah, nah, nah. I wouldn't want Dame on the Clippers, man. I like Dame. You know, growing up, I used to love watching him. I pattern a lot of my game after him, but he's not the answer. I don't know where that's gonna be an interesting one. Dame, I don't know where he's gonna go. That's gonna be an interesting situation. See. Okay. I'll take Bill over Bogey. Yeah, I think we all would. Bogey just he don't have enough. He don't produce enough. For one thing, he just does. He just likes to shoot, bro. He could. What did he average in the playoffs? I think he averaged like less than 10 points a game in the postseason. So it's like, dog, like you couldn't crack. I don't think 9 points in the playoffs. Like he doesn't bring enough traction for a playoff caliber team. He said Dame probably gonna go to the Lakers because they would just be our luck. I mean, that'd be a funky pickup if they pick up the Lakers. If he picks up the Lakers, that'd be kind of a weird. That'd be kind of a weird trend. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Cause you got two playmakers. You got LeBron and Luca. I mean, no reason to put them up there, bro. That would be kind of a dumb. That'd be kind of a dumb transaction. Said Dame, Luca, and Reeves, LeBron, and Aiden. Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Got Dame. That's four playmakers. I mean, Yeah, 1, 2, 3. That's four playmakers. Since Austin Reeves is a playmaker, he needs the ball. I seen them have LeBron in the corner last year, bro. So what you gonna do? You gonna put Dame on one corner and put LeBron in the other corner? Nah, man, I'm not doing that, bro. Josh Giddey? Nah, he's staying He's staying in Chicago, bro. You're not going nowhere. He's staying in Chicago. Chicago, they got to keep that backcourt with Giddey and Kobe White. But I knew that was going to happen because with Lonzo, because you already had that backcourt. Once I seen Kobe White and Josh Giddey together, I'm like, yeah, they're going to get rid of Lonzo. And the same thing with Phoenix. Now that you got Jalen Green and Devin Booker there, you're going to get rid of Bradley Beal's going to be ended up leaving. You can't have three shooting guards in the backcourt. He said Said a team of foul baiting. Yup, a team of foul baiting, hacking, all that. He said Cam Thomas. He's too small. I wouldn't want Cam Thomas. He's a volume 3-point. He's a volume shooter. Who's a liability. I'm talking about defensive liability. I mean, that's Cam Thomas. I'm gonna ask y'all this question: what do y'all think are the top 4 teams in the West right now? If y'all decide the top 4 teams in the West, what y'all going with? Because it's really and I saw somebody say this in another pod. The West ain't as deep as what has been claimed to be. You know what I mean? It's not as deep what it claims to be. Would you go for Zach Collins for depth? No. No. I don't want Zach Collins, bro. For what? These cheap players, man. These cheap players, man. Nah. He said OKC, Houston, Denver. So you got OK, Houston, and Denver. You got the OKC, T-Wolves, Nuggets, Clippers, or Lakers. I'm surprised a lot of y'all saying Denver now. Man, y'all would think, what happened? Like, what happened to that in the playoffs? I thought Denver, they lost so much and they weren't good enough. And what happened to that talk, bro? Because when I said it was like Denver is not going to do, or when I said it, people was like, Denver's not that good. Rockets, Spurs, Mavs, OKC. Okay, this is an interesting one. He said Rockets, Spurs, Mavs, OKC. Yeah, I think Mavs are going to be they're going to be tough, especially when Kyrie come back. I think they're going to be tough. So you got 3 Texas teams, huh? I ain't mad at you. Shout out to Renee. Appreciate you coming in, brother. Shout out to Tish, Houston, OKC, Mavs, and Denver. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that Houston team. I'm looking forward to seeing them. They're gonna be a big team, and they're gonna be they're probably the most best coach team of the top 4 teams. I think Ime Udoka is the best coach. I think he's the best coach. So I'm gonna give y'all some more time. If y'all want to come in here, if not, I'm gonna shut it down. I know everybody's dealing with their 4th of July. I wanted to come in here and kind of let y'all what I'm doing. I'm getting back into the swing of everything with a lot more of these lives. But I heard a report Bradley Beal to the Lakers, bro. I don't think Beal would fit there, bro. Like any guard going to the Lakers would not fit. I think the Lakers are set what they have. They need to stick what they have. They brought their center in, DeAndre Ayton. That's the guy that they need to go ahead and focus on. They don't need to bring in more pieces. They have a center, and they got their backcourt and they got their size. So I don't think they need much more else. So he said agree and email that guy. Yeah, he is that guy. The Spurs, I don't know about the Spurs though. I think they'll be in the play-in for sure. Maybe a playoff team. I mean, they'll get a full training camp together. But I'm interested to see how De'Aaron Fox and Stephon Castle lead that backcourt. Because it's like, yeah, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Victor Wembanyama, Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan. They'll probably be a good team. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good lineup, but we'll see. I'll have to see. I think De'Aaron Fox. I'm not so big. I don't know about that coach Mitch Johnson too much about him, but I'll have to see that. He said the only way to get Bill, the Lakers get Bill, is once Reeves is gone. In my opinion, hey, they love Austin Reeves over there, man. They love what he brings to the table. They love his I don't know if they love his intangible. I think it's his intangibles, and I think personally, I think JJ loves him. So that's why I don't think they'll get off of Bill for Reeves. But that was another discussion a couple years ago. Should the Lakers get off of Bill or get off of Reeves for Bill? I mean, is Bill a better player than Austin Reeves? I think so. I think Austin Reeves draws fouls better than Bradley Beal. That's about it. He's not a better shooter. He's not more athletic. He's not a better scorer. Playmaking is like, I mean, okay, maybe. But even that's kind of close. Defensively, I think Bill's a better defender than Austin Reeves. So I don't see. I mean, I would have made that move. They're both good playoff performers, but Bill's been he's been in more playoff series than Austin Reeves. So I would have made that deal. I don't know why the Lakers continuously hold on to Reeves so much. I don't know what it is, but they tend to really like what he brings. And I think they love how he plays. I think it's more LeBron keeping him there too. I think LeBron likes playing with Reeves. So that's why I think he continuously says, like, you notice how the guys who LeBron's not very fond of, they end up getting shipped off like like one after another. But the ones that Brian, speaks highly of, like Austin Reeves, like he's done in public, saying he trusts him and stuff like that, they stay on the roster. So, I think once LeBron leaves, I think that would be more open to living over Austin Reeves. He says Brad Beal better than Devin Booker. I don't know about that. They're essentially the same. They're the same person. In my opinion, I don't think they're that much different, man. They both are high-level scorers. They both can shoot. They both can do it. I mean, they're kind of the same person, in my opinion. What's good, Skills? Happy 4th, my brother.
What it do, BJ? Happy 4th to you, dog.
Yes, sir. What you got?
Man, so what we talking about? Bradley Beal? Is he in talks?
Yeah, well, he's possibly going to be bought out by the Suns. So I just want to kind of see what you think about looking at him as a potential option if they buy him out.
It depends on, like, we would have to give up anything because I wouldn't personally choose him, but it's not like we're working with a whole lot of options out there. Just me looking at the field and seeing what we have available. I think me and you may be in agreement in the fact that I think we need a 4. It seems like we keep going after a lot of these guards, which is cool. Like if we could get a Chris Paul or somebody like that to run the second unit. But from what I'm hearing, he wants a starting position, which is probably what the holdup is on acquiring somebody like Chris Paul. But if we can't get Chris Paul, then I guess a Bradley Beal would be cool, but I wouldn't want to like gut the team to get him. I mean, he's a reliable scorer, but I feel like, when you get moved around from team to team and then you look at how the Phoenix Suns looked last night, I feel like it's a rhyme and reason to everything. So I feel like he could possibly be, I ain't gonna say a cancer to the locker room, but he could possibly not bring that winning mentality that we need. On paper, he looked like he can bring some things. He a decent scorer. He okay defender, but if we have to give up too many pieces to get them, I'm gonna say pass, because if we got to give up some pieces like a Norm or somebody like that, I only want to do that in the case of us getting like a good legitimate 4, because I don't really want Kawhi just having to play the 4 all season. I'm cool with him, playing the 3 sometime, playing the 4 sometime, but for him to be just in that permanent 4 position all season, I don't really want to see that. But I'm not mad at the Beal trade. It just depends on what we have to give up.
So let me ask you this question. So with Brook Lopez, will you feel like it's best that he plays as backup 5, or do you think he can play next to Zubac at the 4?
I think you could do that sometime. The only problem is, like, we already an older team, so like playing him and Zoo at the same time, bro, that pace is gonna be ridiculously slow. You know what I mean? But on the offset of that, the pace may be slow, but we're gonna have beyond elite rim protection, and we're gonna have beyond elite spacing, from the perimeter, and we're gonna have Zoo down there in the post and Kawhi in the mid. So I mean, I think what we lose on speed, we'll probably gain on offensive efficiency, but I think that pace is just slow. We'll probably be able to beat 50, 60, maybe even high 70% of most teams. But when we run across the young teams like the OKCs and the Cleveland and the teams that's gonna make us get up and down the court, we can't put that lineup out there. We'll get ran off the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to mix it up, because what's more important, like playing Kawhi at the 3, or like what's the most important thing? Would it be giving Zubac rest? Would it be making sure Kawhi's in his rightful position, or being a bigger team? Like what's most important in my personal opinion? Because I think you can play big and still do what you do and punish teams, because they got to guard you like you got to guard them.
Most definitely.
It's like, if like the point you made, they gonna have to guard them as far as get them out and run, but they gonna have to guard the Clippers too. Now they have to play big, and they got to they're not gonna be able to guard Brook Lopez at 7 feet near the basket, like him and Zubac together. That's a twin tower right there.
It is, and I like it. I think the Lopez move was one of the best moves that I've seen from any team, because I think it is exactly what we needed. But like, to your point, you have to mix it up though, because I think the reason that we bring him in is to, kind of soften the load on Zubac and not have him having to play all these minutes. Because last season, bro, he played hella minutes, I'm on record saying all season that inevitably, he'll wear down. That's a big body he moving around, playing 28, 30 minutes. I don't think that it should be the case. Even if we look at the Denver series, I feel like if you take some of the minutes off of Zoo, where he's not having to play all these minutes and guard Jokic and give you the double-double, I think he could be way more efficient with less minutes. And he don't have to be the main primary defender on Jokic. I feel like, if we would have had a Brook Lopez in that series, I feel like the series could have won a little different, just with that little small tweak, because we had no backup center for real. We tried Ben Simmons, and then we tried to have Nico at the 5. I think we may have played Eubanks maybe one time in that whole series, if even, because I may be, mistaken on that. So it's like, just having that backup big presence would be good. But like, to your point, I really don't care whether Kawhi played the 3 or the 4. I just want him to have the option to be able to play the 3. You get what I'm saying? Like, I want him to be able, and I think maybe we do have that with Nico. Like, I know Nico is older and he's not going to ever be the starter on this team, but I think in 10, 15 minute spots, I think he gives us what we need. He helped us win a game or 2 in the Denver series. But I don't think we can completely rely on him to be that solid 4, which is why I want the 4, But I don't know, man. It's a couple holes on this team that still need to be filled up. Like,
Right.
it's holes, bro.
What's the holes? Like, what are the holes on the team? Because I'm with you. We got holes, but like, what's the holes, and what's the most, like, from like you think the most important ones?
Okay, so I think we're good at the center position right now. I think with the combination of Brook Lopez and the other kid that we picked up in the draft, I can't remember his name right now. Giannis. I think we're 3 deep at the center position. I think we're good at the center position. I think we need to really focus on getting a backup point guard, because we can get off of Bogey. I don't even know why we still holding on to Bogey. We can go and get off of him. And what are we doing with Amir Coffey? Are we gonna resign him? Or are we gonna let him walk? Like that decision needs to be made quickly so we can make some moves and clear up cap space. What are we doing with Ben Simmons? Is he still on the roster? Are we gonna cut him? Like that's also space. We can move him out the way so we can get some bigger pieces. But if you ask me what we need, I think we need a backup ball handler, which is where I think Chris Paul would come into play. And then I think if we can get a young athletic four, that can space the floor, or just a regular 3-and-D guy that's, at least 6'7", 6'8". I mean, well, I think at least 6'7" or above. I think that'll be what we need. So a backup point guard, a starting four, and then I think we'll be on some major.
Okay. What's good, Shot-Town?
All this jaded though, BJ, because
what up, y'all? What up, Skills?
What it do, bro? What it do? Even if we have all the right pieces, we still got one major problem. Yeah, we still got one major problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we can get all the right pieces. That don't necessarily mean he gonna play them.
Facts. And that's facts, bro. I can't even deny that. But let me go to my man Shot-Town. Ross, what's good, bro?
What's good, y'all? Happy 4th.
And salute to you.
Chop it up with y'all while I'm on the way to see the family real quick. I ain't gonna lie. I like the Brook Lopez thing because, to me, I don't think we've had a good, decent backup big since one that just won the chip, which I really wish we wouldn't have never even got John Wall for him. Hartenstein. I like this because now you don't have to worry about Zoo wearing down in the playoffs and playing so much minutes. The Bradley Beal thing. Whew. So how would this work? If we get Bradley Beal, does that mean Norman Powell and Bogey is gone? Or how would the contract thing work? I don't understand that part though.
I think Norm would have to be going off the bench, which I don't think that's going to be an easy conversation. And I'm cool off with Bogey, man. Bogey should not be here. He can buy. He making about, I think, how much he making? Like 15 million or something like that a year.
I think I looked up the contract between him and Powell to see like how would a trade scenario work for Collins, and I know like between the two, Powell and Bogey, they both make about 46 mil. So I think somebody's at like 20 mil, one is at like 16 mil.
Yeah, I got it right here. I'll pull it up right here.
Okay.
Yeah, Bogey need to come off the books immediately. He need to come off the books.
Yeah, man. My thing is Amir Coffey. Shit, he probably gonna be ending up leaving. I ain't gonna even hold you, bro.
I don't think he coming back.
But these are numbers right here. So yeah, Bogey making 16 mil next year. He signed this.
Okay.
This dude signed for 2 years with a player option or a team option? It's the red me. I think it's a player option. That's crazy. They got this man signed, a team option. I'm sorry. And they got Norm signed for 1 more year for 20 mil, and then he's off the books.
See, so how,
I
don't understand. Like, okay, so Bogey's at 16 mil, and for 2 years.
One and one. So this year he's on the books, and then the next year's a team option.
Okay. Yeah, I would be cool if he can get the hell on. And I told people it's the playoff time that which I'm worried about with him and his shooting. And it showed he was not good, not sparking, not hitting at all. I don't think we getting Chris Paul though as a backup point because especially since he said he wanted a starter role. I think I can see the Clippers looking towards Malcolm Brogdon way, which is he's decent, but it's he's always hurt as well, and that's kind of going to defeat the purpose too of signing If he can stay healthy, I'm wishing all the best to him. The thing I'm glaring at, like Skill was even talking about, I think we need another 4. Because you just looking for Kawhi's body language. Like, he does not like being at the 4. It ain't even that he can't, because there's not really no true 4s in the league that can do anything with him. But it's when he's down there having to be a 4 to bang with possible centers and big dudes. That's where he gets tired and
the
rebounding.
Man.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing I would like to address. That's why I said, like, I was looking up trade scenarios for Collins, but hell, it wouldn't even have to be Collins. I just think we need a decent, high caliber starting 4 that's athletic, can rebound. It would be great if he could stretch the floor, but I will be more so focused on how good is that defense going to be. Can he switch off?
Yeah. We got to see. Let me go to Mike, and I'm gonna go to Mingle. What's good, Mike? Yo, Mike, you there, bro? Mike ain't. Yeah, he ain't there. All right, let me go to Mingle. What's good, Mingle?
What's going on? All I can tell y'all is as the Clippers fans and Lawrence Frank, them as the Clippers organization, and Steve Ballmer and all those guys, man, stay far away from Bradley Beal as far as y'all can. I'm talking about y'all on this side of the earth and Bradley Beal on the other side of the earth. That far away. Man, don't go nowhere near Bradley Beal. I'm telling you that now. If y'all get Bradley Beal, yes, it's over with for y'all. It's over with.
Why you don't like Bradley Beal, man?
First of all, that contract, number one. That contract is insane. That's number one.
Agreed.
He getting bought out though, ain't he?
Yeah, that contract is.
It don't matter. Still stay away from him.
But what's
Still stay away from him. He's injury prone for one. The dude barely on the court. How many games he played since he been a Sun?
Well, he played.
Did anybody tally that up?
He plays in the playoffs. I don't care about.
And do what? In the playoffs and do what?
I mean, you said how many games is he playing? He plays in the playoffs, man.
And do what?
Playoffs. He ain't. Hold on.
Because you playing in the playoffs don't mean anything. What are you doing while you in the playoffs?
But he can score the ball, man.
Has he ever had a championship team with the aspirations that he'll be going to with the Clippers? So, his mindset. I honestly don't think anybody took the Suns serious because everybody was the same. Nobody took the Suns serious with KD, Bill, and Bradley Beal and Devin Booker. And I don't think anybody took the Suns serious.
So you telling me those 3 players ain't good enough to win a championship? That's what you're trying to tell me.
I think you guys.
Who was going to sacrifice between the 3 to do the little things? They all need the ball to be effective.
Man, y'all can make all
nobody
the excuses y'all want to make.
That's
bro.
not an excuse. That's a fact. They're all the same players. What is the difference between the 3? They all do the same thing. They all score.
No way the Suns should have been in the position they was in with those 3 players on the court. Ain't no way. You can't tell me
I agree. I agree with you, Mingle, but I'm saying they're all those 3 players. Which one of them are you expecting to take a shortcut to say, you know what, I'm gonna change my game up to do something different to help our team win?
Talented.
None of them did that though.
That's my point, and he's not gonna do that for the Clippers either. That's my point. That's why you stay away from you. You furthermore making my point.
Hey, Mingo,
that's not making your point.
Thank you.
I don't.
That's not making your point because we have a different thing over here though.
But see, here's the thing though. Like, I understand the point that BJ making as far as the scoring that he brings, because that's kind of what we was missing in the series that we lost against Denver. That second consistent scoring. But where I kind of lean towards Mingo is from the fact that, like I said before, there's a rhyme and reason to everything, and I just don't think that Bradley Beal brings a winning mentality. And if the issue was, handling the ball and having the ball in his hands, he's going to run into that same problem with the Clippers. Because we got a guy on our team that got the highest usage rate in the league.
James Harden, exactly. Exactly.
Well, you know what I wanted to say though? I think, hey man, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. The Clippers are gonna have to make a deal because right now I'm looking at how everybody retooled. I don't like what we did. We didn't do enough to get past OKC. I feel like Denver got the ups on this when they just signed Brown and then they just traded for Cam Johnson. And then you got to worry about the Rockets. I don't feel like we done enough. You feel me? I mean, the Brook Lopez.
Don't forget the Spurs.
Yeah, the Spurs is coming. It's like the Brook Lopez thing. That was a nice move, but it's like I don't think that's enough. I don't think that moves the needle at all. I think the Clippers. I mean, like if they planning on contending, they must be talking with another team about bringing another star over here. They gotta be.
What kind of star? What star is that?
I mean, what a star? Period. We could use another star player, bro.
What type of
You
star is
wanna?
what I'm
Do you
asking.
think we need a
Somebody that
star,
can put the
or would
ball
you
in the
want to add
basket.
more depth? A star or more depth?
I think more depth. I think y'all would be better with more depth, not a star.
I do too. I think we need depth.
Hold on. Let me tell you why I say a star, though. I'm gonna tell you why I say add a star because you got to think if Kawhi misses a lot of games next season, you're gonna need somebody to handle that scoring, bro.
And star in what position though, Mike?
I mean, I wouldn't mind it at a position of need. Like it could be a two guard. I mean, I like
You
Norm
don't
Powell.
need them.
I like Norm Powell, right? But I don't think he consistent. I think last year was just happened to be Kawhi wasn't there most of the year. He caught a good rhythm. He was able to keep it up. I don't know if he's gonna be able to do that last
But
year.
you don't need no another star. You don't
Hold
need
on,
I don't.
hold on, nigga,
you
hold
don't
on.
need no another star.
Hold on. Let me finish.
No,
I don't think
man.
that he's gonna be able to
Y'all
bring.
cut me off. I didn't even finish my take.
Hey, when you look at his career stats, I don't see that consistency of him being able to bring me 24 points next year. You feel
What
me?
does it matter? So what?
It
What you
does
mean
matter.
it don't matter, Mingle?
You don't think scoring matters?
Scoring matters, but it's not everything. Is what I'm saying.
I
Okay,
think I think scoring is what this team needs though.
That's what the scoring they missing though, bro.
Outside of James Harden, Kawhi, and Zubac, I don't see it. I mean, and I like Norm Powell, like I told you. I don't think he's gonna be able to give you those same 24 points.
But y'all don't need no more scoring though. Why everybody keep on talking about another star, another star? Did you see how OKC just won that championship? One superstar. That's SGA. One
We gonna say,
SGA.
man, that's not one super. That's not one
That
star, bro.
is one
Hey,
superstar. Name
That
another
is
superstar
one
on their team.
superstar, but we got to give Williams his credit though. Williams
Name
did his
another
yeah.
thing.
superstar on their
But
team.
see,
You say that's not one superstar.
That's
Name another one.
one superstar with two
That's
stars.
right.
Two stars on
One
but
his team.
superstar.
we don't necessarily need a superstar. We need a scorer, somebody who can put the ball in the basket. That's what we need.
He got two co-stars.
It don't
Williams
necessarily have to be a superstar.
You say
Hey,
he
what
got
up, BJ?
who was two co-stars?
F skills. If that's the
Uh,
case, we might as well
what up,
get
Ken?
Bradley Beal.
But here's the thing though. What winning intangibles that Bradley Beal brings?
Turn my shit off real quick.
We don't need
Well, let me
nobody
go
got.
to Ken. Let me go to Ken. I'm gonna go back to
Y'all
y'all.
don't need no Bradley Beal,
Let's
bro.
go to Ken. What's good, Ken?
Yo, what up, BJ? Salute, gang.
Salute.
Salute, everybody.
So
What up,
Yeah.
bro?
I think the missing piece for the Clippers is a point guard, bro.
A point guard. We got a point guard.
A
We got
point.
that already.
No, listen. A point guard who doesn't turn the ball over and can like make plays, and doesn't like doesn't succumb to physicality. I see too many times James Harden when you get physical with him and get up into his airspace, he turns the ball over or takes bad shots. So that's number one. I think you need a young point guard who's 6'6", 6'5". Like Lonzo would have been great for y'all.
Whew,
But
man.
but listen though, I still
Yeah,
think
with Lonzo.
I still think this though. I still think a Darius Garland type guard would be good for y'all because
They're not
the build
giving
of
up
that.
Darius Garland.
No, listen, I'm gonna tell you this. Cleveland, they might give up Darius Garland because here's why. They're gonna see how who got background noise, bro. I'm trying to speak.
yeah,
But
everybody mute their mic.
listen, Cleveland is gonna basically have a trial. This gonna probably be a 1-year trial with Lonzo. If Lonzo stay healthy and he looks good and he outplays Darius Garland, they're gonna be looking to move Darius Garland next season, bro, because they realize that if they realize that Darius Garland is not the best fit for them and what they need, they're gonna move him, and get Ashes back. So that's why I think Darius Garland is not gonna be in Cleveland if but Lonzo has to stay healthy and he has to play good. Which I think if he's healthy, he gonna give up. He gonna put up good numbers at the point guard position because that don't even fit. Lonzo and Darius Garland don't fit together because they both need the ball in their hands to impact the game.
Lonzo
Like,
had bad knees. He's not starting.
we go. That's what I'm saying. Like,
That's,
if Lonzo is not healthy and his knees start acting up again, then they probably gonna trade Lonzo again.
Why would they
and
move
then
off a
to
healthy
answer your
Garland? Why would they move off
No,
a
I'm.
healthy Garland for an injured
I just told you. Hold
Lonzo?
on. I just told you. If Lonzo's outplaying him and playing way better defense than him, and then elevating the team offense better because he's a better playmaker, then they gonna obviously say what purpose do we have for Garland?
they're
Because
not gonna break their young core up for young
because
Lonzo.
here's the
Not
thing.
until
Here's
Garland,
the
Lonzo
No, they
thing.
is
not
done.
doing
Here's
that.
the thing. And now here's the thing. Here's the thing. Garland not gonna want to come off the bench, bro. He's a young rising star. He's
He's
not gonna
not
want to
gonna
come off the
have to
bench.
come off the bench.
But I'm saying though, what you gonna put Garland? You gonna put Lonzo at the three?
Lonzo is
Lonzo's
coming
not
off
a
the bench,
starter,
bro.
bro.
Lonzo is coming off the bench. The starting is
Yeah,
Garland and
come on, man. That's easy
Donovan
talk,
Lon,
bro.
Mitchell.
Lonzo's
Why the
one of the
fuck would they
assistants.
do that
Lonzo's
when they
gonna
just
run the
ran through the
second.
East last year? They
Lonzo's
just
gonna run
ran
the
through the
second
East. Why
unit,
would they change up their backcourt, bro?
Lonzo's second to
I thought
especially
Lonzo's
now
Lonzo was a
that
starter. I thought Lonzo was
the
a starter. I would
Pacers
start
is
Lonzo.
dumped, and so is Boston. The Cavs got a real good chance of coming out the East next year. So I
yeah.
don't think they're
But
blowing
hold on,
anything up.
back to what I was saying though. The Clippers need a scoring guard, bro. Because other than
And then
Kawhi, they don't
bro
have
Ken,
another guy who's like elite on
Ken,
all three. Hold on, let me finish. They don't have another guy other than Kawhi who could like get their shot off on all three levels. Now I'll give you this: Bradley Beal, he is a 3 level scorer, but I don't know if he's that guy who can help push you over the edge to a championship because we seen that in Phoenix, bro. The guy couldn't stay healthy throughout the whole 82 games, and I know like he'd probably be on a cheap deal, but it's like I mean, you might as well get a defensive role player who could, play two play both ends of the floor, could knock down shots and guard the team's best players, bro. Like this nigga Bradley Beal, he's washed, man. The shit he did in Washington, bro, that shit looked good in Washington, but as soon as he come to a championship contender, he don't even look like a shell of himself. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, the Clippers need somebody who is young. They don't need no more old veterans. They have enough veterans on the team. I think they need to go young. I think Kaminga would be a good fit for them, but I don't think they are interested in Kaminga, which is bad because Kaminga he could be that like athletic
Is
star
Golden
that
State giving up Kaminga though?
no they are. Golden State don't want Kaminga.
I
Mm.
got a question for the whole panel.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, well,
Eventually,
hold on. Let me get T Sweezy and I'm gonna
oh,
go.
go ahead.
Let me
real
get T
quick.
I just
Sweezy.
have one question I want to ask.
What up,
No, I'm
y'all?
gonna get you after.
Hey,
What's good, T?
hey, I'm gonna respond to Ken question, then I'm gonna say what I say. Hey Ken, you saying like to get a point guard to average 0 turnovers? That's nearly impossible. You're a point guard. You're
No,
supposed to
I never
average
said no, no,
three to
no, no.
five
I never
turnovers.
said
The only
I
one
never
who
I never
averaged
said
one turnover or less is Tyrese Halliburton, and
I
they're
never
not giving
said
him much.
average 0 turnovers, bro. I said be more smart with the ball, bro. And pressure situations, bro. We know Harden in pressure situations is not smart with the ball, bro. That's what I
Right,
mean. I think Darius
That's a
Garland in
fact.
pressure situations could be better than Harden, bro.
Well, that's a fact. You ain't lie right there. That's
right,
a fact.
right. Oh yeah, BJ. Y'all would have had to give somebody up because Lonzo is not cheap. If y'all was to trade for him,
Shit, who did they give up? They didn't give up nobody.
you talking about y'all?
No, I'm
No,
talking
you
about
talking about Cleveland?
Cavaliers didn't give up
No,
nobody
no,
to
no,
get
no, 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 no. No. Ken say Clippers should have got Lonzo. I'm saying Lonzo's not cheap. Lonzo contract like $100 million or something like that.
Lonzo
Clippers would
contract
have
is
had to match that.
hey, Lonzo contract is $10 million. Look it up.
20 million. He made. That's what he makes. That's how much he make a year.
2010.
You said how much?
$10
10.
million, bro.
Hell no.
That is
Literally.
true. Because Isaac Okoro not making more than $10 million.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, my bad. My bad. Um. All right. So look. Um.
Lonzo ain't get paid yet because he got hurt.
BJ. So all right. BJ. So Brick Lopez. Okay, cool. He stretches the floor. Brick Lopez hasn't played defense in 2 or 3 years. Like he's a liability.
I don't need it.
So
I
so
need.
he's not stopping Jokic. He's not stopping Embiid, Anthony Davis of the world, he's not stopping him. He plays no defense. So what
That's
you
why we
about
have
that?
Zoo. That's why
When
we
does Zoo
got
get
Zoo.
hurt? When does Zoo
That's
get
why we
hurt?
got Zoo.
That's why I was saying, hey, he don't really move the needle like that. I mean, he gives us an extra backup. That's what we needed, but we
Yeah.
still need to make moves.
But Brick Lopez, he been stopped banging down low a long time ago.
I don't need him to be a. I need him to be able to stretch the three. I need a. We need. You said you need a
Exactly.
guy that can stretch the floor, right? Play next to Zubac.
Exactly, bro. He shot like what 35% last year. That's what we need him to do, space the floor.
So
You
yeah,
saying
he ain't
put
moving
next
the
to
needle, but
Zubac? Hey,
he is the
hey,
piece. He's the piece you put next to Zubac.
you saying play him at the 4?
Because look, this is the
No, bro,
thing.
you cannot
Who are
play
you
at the
going?
4.
Hold on. Who are you gonna put at the four?
We don't got nobody to put the 4, but you
Okay, so
can't
that's what I'm saying. You ain't got no better options. You
BJ.
try to play Nicholas Batum at the four, bro. Nicholas Batum cannot be the consistent starting four. You can't put Derrick Jones at the four. He's too small. You saying Kawhi is too. You don't want to play the four. So who could you put at the four?
Let me ask you this: can he guard KD?
Nobody can guard KD, bro.
Look at your fours in the West. He's not gonna be able to do nothing with KD. Fuck it, he can't even guard Harrison Barnes for the Spurs. He's not
Can he
gonna be
guard
able.
AD?
Hey, AD,
Can he guard
maybe.
Zion? Can he guard Zion?
It's
He
again, bro.
can't
It's
even
not
guard Zion
about. It's
at all.
not
He can't
about
fuck with Zion.
dog. It's not about the defense. The offense is what I'm looking at. Can you stretch the floor and shoot? Can they gonna have to guard him too?
Yeah, but you can't ask for offense and then put him at liability for
That's
defense.
James Harden. Fuck,
But
we
but
got
Nah,
he's
nothing but
but he's
liabilities
a
on
power.
defense.
defense.
So
James
what's
Harden
what's
play
we
defense.
got nothing but liabilities on offense, bro, as it is.
Facts. Facts.
So
I
I
mean, you
don't
mean,
give
you
a
That's
mean
a
fuck
no
about
nasty
defense.
that,
lineup.
man.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a nasty lineup. They would have
We
been
got
better
we
off trying
got
to do
dudes
that
on
with
the team
AD
cannot
because he's a
score.
little more
We got
athletic. But
bro,
he gonna have
we
to have
got
better system
dudes.
to play
Hey,
the
hold
four,
on. We got dudes on the team that can't score, bro. Our
Y'all
problem
should
ain't
have won after
defense.
Laurie marketing.
We need guys that can score the ball. I don't care about the defensive side of the ball right now.
Bro,
Well,
we got guys that can't scoop or shoot or defend.
hey,
He's not
BJ,
athletic enough to play the four, bro.
BJ,
He ain't gotta be athletic enough, bro.
Man, come
BJ.
on.
We have an older team, bro. You play based off how your team is. Everybody trying to be Golden State and all this, bro. We don't have the personnel for that. So you got to play the personnel. James Harden don't want to run anyway. You probably need a slower team because James Harden don't want to run.
But
So what am I
well,
gonna
you're not
do?
winning a championship like that, bro. Because if you look at the NBA for the past, listen, for the past 3 4 years, the teams who won championship, they were great transition teams. Golden State, Milwaukee,
That's what I'm talking
Denver,
Milwaukee wasn't
OKC.
transition, bro.
Yes, they was. They was one of the
They were
best transition
small.
teams.
They had a big team, bro.
They had a big team, but they
Giannis
still
can
was
run the
great in
floor, bro.
transition, bro.
Giannis can run the
No,
floor.
okay. So you're saying that based off of a team because it's based off if
We
you
seen
play
him run,
defense. If you can play defense and hit baskets in the playoffs, you're able to win a championship.
Of course, but you have to be good in transition too on offense and
The game
defense.
slow. Hold on, the game slows down in the playoffs though.
We know that, but it's times. Hold on. Listen, it's times when you could speed up the game in the playoffs too, bro.
But
Hey, but
that's
Kenny
not the main
Garnett can't
ingredient to
guard
win a
Mm,
championship. The main
And
ingredient is getting
listen,
stops
OKC,
and
o- o-
scoring.
OKC sped the game against Indiana, and that's how they won.
That is true. Now name the other teams in the West how they play.
Denver, they're an elite transition team.
What?
Yes, they are.
They are a
I,
half court team.
Bro, Jokic, hold on. Jokic have one of the best outlet passes in the game, bro, as a center. Come on,
No,
bro.
I'm saying they play half court and
No,
execute. They don't.
I know, but I'm
That's what
saying
they
like,
do.
but what fuels their offense
he
is
can
the
run too.
easy buckets in transition.
Exactly. Now he
Like,
Okay,
catching.
but listen. If I got you gotta build a team based off what your best players do.
of course,
Kawhi ain't running up and down the court, neither is James Harden. We're never going to be a full court team, and that doesn't determine win a championship. This team needs to be revolved around Kawhi. We got Kawhi playing the four. And people saying he only be playing the 4, that is part of the problem right now. We need to have a team that's built around him.
Well, if you
To do
gonna
that,
be,
we gotta get bigger, man. We cannot continue to
yeah, that's
be
what I'm about to
small.
say. If you're gonna be a elite half, if you're gonna be a half court team, you got to be elite on like, so like y'all elite defensively last season, right? But y'all offense didn't match our defense, so y'all gotta get better on offense, bro. Like your offense at least got to be top 10, top
Yeah,
8.
putting dude at the 4 don't help that.
So what helps, Mike?
I mean, you gonna
But
have to
but
make
but hold on,
We
what y'all
got $5
struggled with?
million
Hold
left,
on, wait, hold
bro.
on. What
We
y'all
can't.
what y'all really struggled with in the first round though was rebounds. Y'all got the stops, it just didn't get the rebounds.
Yeah,
So
we
that's
got.
what I'm saying, bro. Like we
I think
gotta
the
get
best
bigger. We
bet,
too small.
best bet, you might have to bring Ben Simmons back. He ain't signed yet. You
Come on,
better go
man.
holler at him. I'm gonna be
Come on,
honest with you.
man.
I'd rather have him
He
at the
don't want to
4.
fuck with the Clippers, bro. He
I'd
don't
rather
want
have
to
him
fuck
at
with
the
us no
4
more.
to go.
Boy, Ty Lue burnt that bridge. It ain't coming back.
No,
He
that's
ain't coming
dumbass
back.
Tyronn Lue's fault, man. Ben Simmons is out of here, bro. And it's funny now people want Ben Simmons after I said that that's the player that we should have been playing. Now people want to put him back, bro.
I've been said that.
But I'm saying we got
I
too
said he should
many.
have been in the game when they missed that rebound and dude got the tip jam. I said he
But he
should have
should
at
be
least
our starter.
I mean, I said no, BJ. I said that's your best bet right now. Bro, I'm talking about right.
Wait,
I think
why y'all didn't
if
draft a
Ben
power forward?
Simmons
Wait,
would
hold
have
on.
been, if Ben Simmons would have been allowed to play his game, like I still remember in the playoffs in that one game when he was cooking and Ty Lue snatched him out after like a couple minutes. So I don't think he's even looking to come. I don't think he even wants to be back, especially as long as Ty Lue was still here.
Yeah, that's Ty Lue's a bum.
Man,
Ty
Ben
Lue's a
Simmons is a point guard, bro.
he ran off Westbrook and Ben Simmons.
Hey, BJ.
Two good X factors for a team, bro.
Yo, BJ.
What up?
Hey, so what do you think about what do you think about the Nuggets trading for Valanciunas and Valanciunas going behind their back and negotiating a deal with Greece? He even said he'll give his NBA money, and the Nuggets like don't know what to do. They're like in a sticky situation because Jokic never had a real big behind him, and that would be huge. You know what I'm saying? If him backing up Jokic because he can score. And he can get rebounds, But that's crazy though. He's trying to lead the Nuggets to go to Greece and make less money.
Shit, he older. He
I
probably
don't
like,
know.
it's cheap to live in Greece, bro. It don't cost that much money.
I don't know. That's a tricky one.
But I wanted to ask though for the gentleman, like he's saying we need a star or a second star. Like I don't think y'all understand the Clippers is kind of in a bind with money and without having to give up something real good. Like who is the star that y'all think we gonna get or should get?
Well,
I
that's
mean,
what I mean.
you gotta make a move. It's
Y'all
a
need to
lot
get younger, get younger,
it's a lot of
BJ.
players out there that's unhappy that want to get moved. It's a lot of, you know what I mean. So you gotta find, what works
Who
for
can
you.
you who off the top of your head that you can name?
Off the top of my head, right? Look, I would go to the Utah situation. You look at that situation; they got a log jam at power forward. They
Hey,
got John
BJ,
Oh, I said that, bro. I said Collins. I even said marketing.
Listen. You got
BJ, you need to
Collins
get one of those young players from Utah.
and you got Ace Bailey, all trying to play the forward. So they're gonna have to move off one of them dudes.
They got Hendricks. Y'all get Hendricks off them.
Who?
Hendricks, he a
Who?
rookie. He a rookie. It was a lottery. He got drafted 2 years ago.
They're gonna draft. They, I mean,
I
I
think you should already know
Bro,
what
you had an
Ty
answer
Lue
with
don't
Bill,
play
bro.
rookies.
None of them cats move the needle, bro. Bradley Bill's the only dude. Do you want to be honest? The reason why I want him because he's the only person that can somewhat replace PG. Because he can score just like PG and he can play make. None of these other niggas can do that, bro. We don't have a second star to score the ball and in the playoffs. None of these dudes are proven in the playoffs. Bill averaged 23 points in his whole career in the playoffs, bro. Norman Powell, unfortunately, I thought he was good, but he ain't. We need playoff performers, bro. All that stuff in the regular season they doing is not gonna matter. We need playoff performers. I think Bill got caught in a bad situation because he was in Phoenix playing behind Devin Booker, coming off the bench, and really his role got subjugated. But when you give the ball and let him rock out, the dude can score the basketball.
I agree with that. I agree with that, but I just don't see him being a fit defensively.
What do you mean?
I think he's too small. I think he get like. What you gonna let him play the two?
I mean, he's 6'4", 207 pounds. Who gonna
Oh, if
pick on him?
he's 6'4", I mean, okay, that's the same height as Norm. So I mean, that's the same shit, you know.
He a little bigger than Norm. Norm is 6'3",
Okay,
and
okay,
he's a better playmaker than Norm.
okay. Now I kind of if he get bought out, I wouldn't trade for him. But if he get bought out, that'd be a good move. If he get bought out, but the contract is too crazy for me. Hey,
Yeah,
but you
he
know
gonna have to get bought out. But the
the
problem,
guy that we looking for could already be on the roster. The
well,
guy and I look, I'm gonna say a name that I bet you everybody ain't up on. Trenton Flowers. Trenton Flowers might be ready to go next year. They had him in the G League all last year, and when he got a chance to play, he balled out. When he came up, I think he came up for 2 games and he balled out. I think Trenton Flowers might be the guy. If y'all not up on him, look him up. He's 6'9", athletic power forward. Hey, he remind me of a man Thomas.
so you think he can be our starting four?
Hey, BJ, maybe he not a starter, but I think he ready to come get some minutes, some significant minutes. He ready to play 25 minutes a game, something like that.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. See, it be a lot of key players like that on rosters, bro. I think that's what that could be the only reason why we not looking for no four, bro. It's because
But
he may already be here, bro. Maybe Kobe Brown. Maybe it could be Kobe Brown.
I've been saying Kobe Brown.
BJ,
It's just
at least y'all not have a second Abraham Inches.
Now this the only thing. This the only thing with me. I don't know why Kobe Brown is playing summer league ball this year. To me, he should. I think he better than that.
Wait, y'all put him in the summer league?
Yeah, he on the summer league roster.
Clippers don't. The
Wow.
front office is just not. They don't know how to build a correct team, and that's why I'm saying with Kawhi, bro, you're literally wasting this man's prime. You ain't got time to be waiting for Trenton Flowers and these niggas to develop, bro. Come on, man. You got to
Yeah,
win now.
that's what I'm saying. That's when you say win now. I'm like, you need another star though.
BJ, if that was the case, y'all should have took Porzingis off us.
Man.
Wait, you wouldn't take him?
Hell no, he too risky, bro. I don't want no Porzingis.
I like,
BJ, you wouldn't take him?
nah.
Hey, what's up with Al Horford? Did Al Horford get signed yet?
Nah, he's waiting on the weekend. Kuminga is a restricted free agent. The Kings interested in him. The Kings even offering a rookie. What's his guy name? What's the point guard they drafted? What's his name? The short dude.
But this is
They
my thing.
offering him.
When you say Kuminga, it's like, is there any team left that got the cap space to sign a Kuminga
Yeah, he won 30 million, bro. That would have to be a trade.
right now?
Yeah, sign and trade for sure.
I
Where
wouldn't
is it
mind
matched at?
Kuminga but you gotta give some players. Norm is gone, which I'm cool with. I
Bogdanovich.
mean, and Bogdanovich. So you talking? So Kuminga gonna be our second star?
Third star, something like that.
BJ, he's nice. He just need to work on his 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
He's not a terrible player. He could play. He's a two-way player. He could play. He could pass the ball. He could score. He don't get consistent minutes, so that's why he's. You feel me? That's why he started getting hot. Because the first game he was cold. But Steve Kerr waited until they were down to put him in, and he was killing Minnesota.
I strongly believe that the Clippers are waiting to see what Bradley Beal gonna do. That's why they ain't signed Chris Paul.
I think Chris Paul would be a bad fit. I ain't gonna. He talking about he want to start. He's not a starter right now to me. Unless your player just hurt. Unless you got one of your stars went down. That's the only way I'm gonna let him start. He's 6 feet nothing, so he don't bring no height. At least when you got James Harden out there, James Harden's 6'5". So that kind of give away for the shit that he's not good at.
I think Chris Paul's a better point guard than Harden, though.
I mean, I think they right now they like neck and neck. You feel me? They do the same shit, and I'd
Chris
rather have.
Paul Chris Paul can
No,
give you 7 assists and like two turnovers.
Yeah, but he gonna get bullied. The NBA didn't change since his dominance. You feel me? Oh, look at all the point guards. All of the point guards are 6'4", 6'4" and up.
Don't James Harden get picked on?
Not a lot. Not a lot.
man,
Shit.
teams hunt James Harden every time. They see Harden, they lick they lips like, oh yeah, we can take him on.
This the thing with him. Say if it's a mismatch at point guard, he's big enough to where you can say, okay, well you go guard the 2 or the 3. He's big enough for that. You
When has
can't
he
do
done
that.
that?
You can't do that with Chris Paul. And defensively, he's on the same level as James Harden right now in this stage of his career. He don't play no defense neither. I don't know if y'all watched too many Spurs games last year, but yeah, after Wemby got hurt, he was exposed.
So it's kind of like, okay, well then it's like Chris Dunn then. So if James Harden is not James Harden on the Powell backcourt is a deficiency backcourt as it is. So how much worse could it be if you plug Chris Paul and say another 2 in that position? How bad could that be? Can't be that much worse.
Yeah,
And your offense be a lot better because you ain't turning the ball over. And Chris Paul's a better facilitator to Kawhi than James Harden.
James Harden get you 22 points. That's the thing. Chris Paul can't do that. Chris Paul could probably get you about 8 points, maybe 10.
I don't need him scoring 20. I don't need my point guard leading me in scoring. I need Kawhi getting the ball, and I need my 2 and Zubac to eat. If I got a point guard can give me 8 assists with 2 turnovers, bro, that's a permanent point guard.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. Like, okay, now if my team was stacked, and I had players at all those other positions, I wouldn't need that. But the Clippers not stacked like that.
Mm. So where y'all see the Clippers right now as it is?
I'm gonna keep it a bug. If they don't make a move, I don't got them making a play-in, or they'll be fighting for one of those play-in spots. Maybe they could be finished 10, 8, 9, something like that. But if they don't make
You
it,
got 10 other teams better than us.
bro, look at how the West retooled itself, bro. You got to think, bro.
Honestly, hold on. I'm looking at
Listen. We had to go on a 13-2 run just to fucking make it to the playoff last year, bro. We would have been in the play-in last year, bro. Now that they did all these goofy ass moves, you let Ben Simmons leave, you let a lot of little role players that we had, you letting these guys go off. Shit, I don't think we could repeat that same thing.
I'm just trying to think of all the teams that you think I got OKC, yeah.
OKC, you got
Houston.
you got Denver. That for sure better.
I don't think Denver's better.
Oh yeah, Denver just got Brown back.
I
They
don't
got
think
Cam Johnson. Plus
I
they
don't
got
like the Cam Johnson thing. I think they're going to miss. I think they're going to really miss Michael Porter Jr. in the long run. I don't
Porter Jr., bro.
Ooh, I don't agree.
I
I
agree.
really think they're gonna miss that size of Michael Porter Jr., but we'll see.
Cam Thomas is 6'8". The size difference is not much.
I just don't agree though. I don't think they're gonna that's one I don't think gonna do good. I could be wrong, and I'm not saying and I'm not even saying Cam Johnson no bum because I would have loved for us to get him, but I don't think he gonna move the needle for Denver. I think honestly, I think Denver is right where the Clippers are, and kind of in a sense.
I don't know. I think
Like
Denver better.
the only teams I could so surely say is us is the Texas teams, and that's it.
The Spurs, Dallas, all them teams got better,
Dallas,
bro.
Houston, the Spurs, Dallas, Houston, the Spurs, and OKC. Other than that,
hey, you might not. Hey, this gonna be crazy, but you got to worry about New Orleans. New Orleans fuck around.
I'm not worried about no damn New Orleans.
Okay, they got better.
New Orleans.
Did your research on them?
New Orleans.
They got DeJounte Murray. They got Zion. They just drafted the center, and then they made another move. I'm forgetting somebody they got.
Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole.
They got players over there.
Then New Orleans is not nothing to be worried about.
I ain't even talked about that small forward who be balling over there. What's dude now? I can't. His name ain't coming to my head neither. They got him. They got pieces, bro.
I can't. New Orleans, hell no. Over us, hell no.
But then I'm gonna tell y'all something what might make James Harden turnovers go down this year. Cause a piece that we got that little the dude we drafted in the first round. Now he got that piece. He could throw the lob. He got a big man. He could throw the lob too. So hopefully Ty Lue get a dude some minutes. He don't got to play much. Let the dude play 15 to 20 minutes a game.
Didn't bro
Mm.
get the lob? Didn't he have Derrick Jones Jr. throw the lob too last year?
You need a big to
Yep.
throw that lob. He did have Derrick. That's a wing. Derrick Jones is a wing, so you might throw the lob to him in transition, and he did that a lot. You feel me? And on little shit that Ty Lue was drawing up, he threw the lob to Derrick Jones Jr. a lot. But he needs that big off the pick and roll. Dude is deadly. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. So I mean, I
Man,
don't know.
let me go to Kirk.
Our season comes down to Ty Lue. It's what Ty Lue do, bro. If Ty Lue could, we need some new offensive plays too.
BJ,
Let me go to Kirk real quick. What's good, Kirk?
what's good, BJ? What's up, Mike? What's up, Chi-Town?
What's up with you?
What's the deal?
What
I
up,
ain't
bro?
shit, man. What's going on, bro? I didn't get a chance to watch your video today, BJ, but I just seen Bradley Bill up there. What was you mind give me a gist of what was you talking about, bro?
Nah, just I'm saying I think the Clippers can be put him as the piece. I think he would be a good piece, good fit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we talked about that like a couple times. Yeah, you said that. Yeah, I mean, well, I already told you Bradley Bill and I like CJ McCollum. If someone can go grab him, I think someone needs to go grab him. But
Who?
CJ
Say that again.
CJ
McCullough.
McCollum from the Wizards. I mean,
They need to
even though he's damn near coming out of it like he's getting older, so I can understand like I like Bradley Bill
he just got moved
over.
though. Did he just get moved?
I mean, I think he's still at the Wizards, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, he's still over there. Like he got moved from New Orleans, yes, but he's over there. So
Okay.
he's over at the Wizards. But I mean, yeah, I mean, Clippers do need a scoring piece. That's what it comes down to. And I don't know whoever just said we in the same position as the Nuggets. That's not true to me. That's not true.
The Nuggets
I disagree, bro. But it's not even like, I mean, of course, like see, I think the Nuggets mentality was that because they got rid of Michael Porter Jr. I mean, he's a good player for them. He did show up at Spurs, and he was injured though, so I was actually kind of surprised they traded him because his shoulder was injured, bro. But he was still putting up shots though. I'm not gonna lie, he was effective out there. It's not like he was just out there. There was some
Eric
games.
Gordon was beefing.
I guess I don't know what's going on. I mean, that was the. They said they was beefing.
Yep.
I guess, man. I didn't look into it, but
Multiple times in the playoffs.
I mean that's
I thought it
teammates
was
though, bro.
Westbrook he had the beef with.
Nah, he just said he called Westbrook out on his bullshit, but
I mean, but
I want to say him and Michael Porter Jr. came to blows. You feel me? But he did say some slick shit about Westbrook, saying he was childish and some shit like that.
I mean, I don't know. That's kind of weird, you know what I mean? Because players are going to get into it, whether we like it or not. That's going to happen. I don't see that like that could be beefing, but it depends how many times they got into it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can get into it with a player that because it's the tensions is so high, and
Yeah,
not
but we
everybody
gotta be
has
guys like you know what I mean. We gotta be homies for us to get into it like that.
right, but
I gotta respect you.
right, but I do like. I mean, but I ain't gonna lie. Mike is right. I mean, Cam Johnson, he can do everything he can do, and play defense. And he's a really good 3-point shooter. Like he's a 3-point specialist.
He's a
So
better 3-point shooter than Porter.
I wouldn't say he's a better 3-point shooter, but I mean, but it's close. I mean, if you want to say that, I'm not mad because they both do the same thing. Like you said, they're both tall. They're both 6'8". They both can shoot. They
Porter
both can play
16,
defense.
Porter 16, and dude is 6'8".
It's the same thing. They both do the same thing for real. So that's not what they did. They got a better younger player.
And
So
they went
Mike.
and got
So that's
Brown
not
too. Brown helped them win that championship. They
right.
went
I
and
do
got
remember Brown from the bench. Yeah.
So
So
like,
nah, Nuggets is tough.
what are the holes you see with this Clippers team? What would you do if you were the GM to make moves to put them in the same league in contention with Houston, OKC, and the Spurs. Because the only thing I say we missing is a starting four to put Kawhi back at the 3 and a backup point.
I think that I like the backup point guard. We missing that. Well, actually, I won't even say that. We have Ben Simmons, right? Ben Simmons should be the backup point guard.
Ben is leaving. Ben is, from what it
He's
looks like,
leaving.
he's going to the Knicks.
I mean,
I feel like he gonna show the Clippers some grace though. It's like, he gonna go to whoever giving the biggest bag. That's what I think.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I mean, yeah, Mike might be right about that. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, bro. To be honest with you, the Clippers are missing a consistent second star. That's what they're missing. To me, like that's all they're missing to me. Because they can fill every role. Like you can fill the point guard role. Because at the end of the day, the playoffs come down to can you consistently, who's gonna be your consistent players in the playoffs? It wasn't the point guard wasn't the problem in the playoffs. The problem was James Harden did not show up
James
with
didn't
Kawhi.
show.
That was the whole problem. It was not no point guard because James Harden was point guarding. That's fine. You can point guard, bro. Even let's be honest, bro. Shay's a point guard, but Shay's not a pure point. But you see what he did though. They collapsed on him. He would pass the ball out. The point guard's not the problem, bro. Cause that's why BJ that's why he won Bradley Beal, bro. We need someone that can score consistently. Like I'm talking about like you can give me at least 3 possessions in a row where you can get a bucket. At least that, and then miss a shot. Or like you gotta shoot like you gotta be like 50%, like at least make one shot, miss a second shot. You just have to be consistent. That's what the Clippers are missing. Like, they're not missing the point guard, bro. They have defense.
I think, bro, you kind of miscuing what I kind of said. I'm for Bradley Beal coming. I just want to make sure we get an extra backup point and a starting four that's athletic and can defend, and we'll be able to put Kawhi back at his natural 3. So he's not down banking with centers. I'm not opposed to Bradley Beal. Like, I don't understand I get what some people saying that they don't like his intangibles, but my thing is, since he's been in the NBA, as far as a championship ring goes, he's been with Washington most of his career. And I don't truly think, as much as someone's just said that with KD, Bill, and Booker, I don't think people really realistically think that they was gonna do something. At least I didn't, because they're too much. All 3 are the same.
Yeah, there was a lot of problems over there, bro.
It wasn't really a championship atmosphere that he was going to go into, like I would assume he'll be going to with the Clippers. Which is why he's saying that I think his motor and his thinking will be different coming to play with
the Clippers.
Ty Lue.
I think his motor's the same, bro. I think Bradley Beal's the same player I think he played the same with the Suns. He just wasn't healthy. And the Suns didn't have a point guard. That's why Devin Booker was the point guard. And they didn't have great. They didn't
had
have
3 of the
defense.
same.
Not even that, bro. They didn't have no defense. Like there was a lot of things other than those 3 players that didn't make that you know what I'm saying, that didn't work. Like you can have 3 players like that and still win, but they didn't have defense or a point guard. Like they literally was just out.
I don't think so, because they didn't have nobody who, out of all 3 of them, they didn't have nobody to say, you know what, I'm gonna sacrifice and do the little stuff that we'll need for our team.
I disagree with you, bro, because Devin Booker
sacrificed. They didn't have 2
seasons. Devin Booker sacrificed 2 seasons to be a point guard, bro. He sacrificed 2 seasons to be a point guard, and nothing still
It didn't make him happy though, and you could tell that's my thing. Usually when people
hold on, what's going on with Devin Booker? Is he happy over there?
But Shad, I'm gonna say this, Mike. It's the reason why he's not happy is because they're not winning. That's the reason why he's not
that's
happy.
my thing.
He's not happy because he's not he's not a point, first of all. But
nope.
But exactly, that's like he came out of his natural role. Like
the Suns' problem is they let Chris Paul go.
That's true.
When they let him go, that's when the whole team. If they bring Chris Paul back now, they will be better than what they have ever been since he left, even at age 40. That's why the age don't really matter to me when it comes to him, because he just elevates your team.
That's a good point.
He does like elevate your team from a point guard standpoint. He's gonna make sure everybody in the right position. He gonna make sure the right players touch the ball at the end of the shot clock. He's a point guard. Don't get me wrong. He still does that. But to me, I'm a guy. I don't like mismatches on the floor, bro. And he him being 6 feet, bro, is the game changed, bro. It's not too many 6 foot guards out there.
I'm gonna say this though, Mike. But you gotta think, Mike. You gotta be realistic. There's always gonna be one player that's a mismatch on the floor. That's just basketball. Like, if you want to be honest, Shea was a mismatch on the floor. There's always gonna be a mismatch on the floor, bro. That's not the problem.
But I hate the size advantage. This is what I hate. See, and I don't mind like, hey man, this player he got a good size like a James Harden, right? James Harden really don't play
But
too
he's
much
still a
defense.
mismatch though. He's still a mismatch out there.
Listen, hold on. This is what I'm gonna tell you. I can move him around. You know what I mean? When it's a size advantage, bro, that's the worst mismatch you can have, bro. I don't like that. That's what happened. Hey, that's why we lost to Denver. We had that size mismatch, bro.
That's
So
not
what would
true.
y'all say are the
That's
most
not true.
important? What are the most important things the Clippers have to address?
We didn't lose off of size, bro. I seen we lost because we didn't.
Power forward.
If you go 7 games with a team, you don't lose off of size, bro. You
Kirk,
lost.
we lost one game because we couldn't rebound. Dude got that's one game we lost. We could have if we would have been up that game, we would have went up 3-1 or 3-2. We would have put them dudes away, man.
I mean, but
I'll be honest. I think when you look back at it, we
disagree.
honestly could have
I
won in
disagree.
4.
But
You're
we
Then
tripping,
we
bro. You're tripping. You
didn't
said
we
1 and
then
4.
we
hey,
could have. When you think about it, didn't we
No, hell
blow
no, bro.
game? Then hold on. Didn't we have a big lead until in game 1 until like the last 3 minutes?
It's a
exactly.
playoff game, bro. Are you serious?
They size start coming into play, bro.
He's
And then
no,
We
bro.
honestly
What?
should have swept.
I'm gonna
No,
tell
we
you,
should not. What the hell?
they adjusted to us, and they start bringing
Hey,
DeAndre Jordan.
bro, it's something to say that you should have swept a team, and it's something to say that you went
And
7
something
games
else Chris
undefeated.
Paul do too.
But
Come
think of
on,
Bro,
bro.
you got now you get Chris Paul, you get a leader, and you get somebody that brings toughness to your team. Like he can literally see Ty Lue's a problem, right? Ty Lue's a problem, right?
Right.
Chris Paul can literally coach Ty Lue through his dumb shit.
Hey, I agree with that
He did that
100%.
with Doc Rivers.
He did that with Jake Popovich, bro.
I
The
agree with that 100%.
Spurs, man, Pop missed the whole year, bro. Who y'all think was coaching that team?
That's a good point, BJ. I forgot about that shit. He definitely did miss the whole team. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Chris Paul's a good piece for any team, bro.
I mean, that dude ain't coming out saying he want to be a starter for no reason, bro.
Nah, cause
He
Chris
had to, he
Paul.
had to, a lot of shit. He had to
If
do.
he was coming in to play the backup, I want him to come, but I'm not bringing him for a starter, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. I mean,
I don't want James Harden playing it too. That's gonna be nasty. We have a nasty backcourt. I don't like it. I mean, offensively they'll be cool. They'll be fucking elite. But defensively, it's nasty. I don't like that. Not them two. Hell no.
we just need a weapon, bro. We need a weapon. The Clippers need a weapon. If they can get another weapon, they're gonna be okay. They don't need another player that's gonna point guard. We need someone that's gonna put the ball in the hole. Literally, that's all we need. I see why people are mad about Paul George. We need someone that's going to score, bro. We don't need someone that's going to run the eye, like manipulate the. We need someone that's going to get straight to the point. Go ahead and get the ball and go ahead and do your thing. Like that's why I want Zubox to have more post ups because that's what he does. Kawhi, that's what he does. Kawhi's not a point guard. James
You know
Harden,
what?
you point guard. I don't care what you do. You point guard. You gonna get your shots off the ball,
So,
but someone
so
else
for
needs
what you're
to.
saying, it sounds like we have way too many dudes out of position.
Right, you might be right, bro. Yeah, yes,
We've been
He
saying
is
this
right.
all last year. All last year, we were saying we
right.
got the same type of players, bro. Our team is filled with wings, bro. 6'7" and 6'6". And then we got for some strange reason, we had a fucking lot of lefties last year too on one team. I never seen that before in my life.
Lawrence Frank, bro. He don't know how to build a team.
I mean, just think about it, bro.
To
He
be
could have.
honest, I'm kind of shocked he's still here.
This how you know Lawrence Frank a dummy. Look, he had an opportunity to trade Paul George to Golden State and get some of those draft picks back
Right,
that's dumbass signed back, bro. It's like, bro,
right.
go get some of the first rounders back, bro. Even if he get with Golden State and they ball out, fuck it. You got some of your pieces back, bro. It always it helps you to get younger, bro, in the NBA, bro.
I do agree with that though. That was a dumb
They
move right there.
he basically fleeced himself because what you did, you ignored a trade package that would have made you better than what you got back. So yeah, Mike, he's a dumbass, bro. He don't know how to build a team. He was too worried about PG going to Golden State and being in competition instead of worrying about what the Clippers are going to be. Nigga, you picked up Derek Jones, Chris Dunn, and Bogdanovich, bro, in a 1-year span. Like,
Yeah, he's not thinking with his
Hey,
head. That's
hey,
not
BJ, yeah, I
emotional.
got a
It's
question
dumbass.
too.
That's another reason. Look at everything that I mean, because some of this is on Ty Lue, but look at the players that we traded away and what they start doing after they left our team, and specifically, Kevin Porter Jr. He started playing better. Kai Jones did he go to Dallas? He started playing better over there. Every time
Yeah,
somebody left our team, they start playing better.
That's a good point. That's why I was kind of upset with Kevin. I mean, I know Kevin Porter. He gotta get into his own again, but the Clippers need a weapon, bro. They need a weapon. They kind of have. I ain't gonna say they have the same problem as the Lakers, but they need a weapon. You got defense. You got everything else. You just need someone that's gonna be very consistent.
is Bill gonna be that weapon?
He can be though. He can be if he's healthy. If he's not, then no. Like he has to be healthy because he can be the weapon because he has. Yeah, I think Clippers have they have pieces over there, so it's not like he's gonna be. It's not like the Bradley Beal show. Because Bradley Beal can score off the ball and he can score. He's a 3-level scorer, so that's what they need. They need
bro,
someone
he
to
can give
threat.
Harden the break and he can do what Norm
Right.
can't do, bro.
Exactly.
I
And
don't
that's the
think
thing. Right.
Bill is as bad as a defender. I don't know what people when they say he's a bad defender. What do people mean? Like he just chooses not to play defense or he can't play defense? Because he's 6'4". Like I don't.
He's a scrappy defender, though. I think people don't watch him. He's scrappy. Like
Yeah,
he's a scrappy defender.
He gives the effort for sure.
He
It's just
does. Like he'll get like, yeah.
for me, it's the
I
height
agree.
thing again. I like my two guard to be a little bit bigger, bro. I like a two guard to be 6'5" and up, bro. I don't like anything under 6'5", even though he 1 inch under 6'5". I
I
don't
was
like
just gonna say, that 1 inch really matter though, or
yeah, because then I start thinking about wingspan. If he was 6'4" with a good wingspan, I would like him. But I don't know what I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't know what his wingspan is. So if he's a bigger 6'4", not like Norm. Norm is just Norm don't got no wingspan or nothing, bro. That's why he get took advantage of on defense sometimes.
He just gotta come off the bench to me. I like Norm a lot, bro. He just gotta come off the bench. He gotta
Yeah,
come
but
off the
you gotta
bench.
think now it's gonna be hard to get him to come off the bench after he had that season and he's in a contract year.
Something gotta give, man. You gotta make if you want to win, you gotta make a sacrifice.
if we sign and build, do we let Norm go to upgrade at power forward or the backup point guard position?
You have to.
that
I
right
think
there.
you got
I
to.
would. I would because you can't, like Mike said, you can't bring Norm off the bench now because you done pretty much told him he a star. So what you think gonna be in his head if he coming off the bench? So you gotta kind of like they tried something, it didn't work. So they gonna probably Norm probably gonna be off the team next year. If not by the trade deadline, by the end of the season, he's gonna be off the team.
And then we're gonna lose him for nothing again. Another bad move by Lawrence Frank, bro.
I would hate to see that though. But he's a momentum player. Like he needs momentum to score because he can score with the ball, but he needs really momentum. Once he starts going, that's where you give him the ball. So he has to come off the bench. He is a bench player. He's a perfect bench player, bro. Like I like him off the bench so much, but not starting though. Now not starting. But I agree
It's
with y'all.
as you can see, like I'm gonna tell you, he got in James Harden way a lot last year too. Him and James Harden, but they handled it good because they like playing with each other. But they had a little
Mike, you gotta be honest, Mike. They needed him. They needed Norman Powell, and you gotta think he's gonna make.
they needed it, but it's like I like a natural two guard. Go get me a Devin Booker, bro. I don't know what it takes to go get him, but he can't be happy over there. He got to be ready to leave too. Go
Of
get
course he
him.
is.
I don't think we got the money for no Devin Booker though.
No, Devin Booker. I ain't gonna lie. That's
crazy. You got the pieces to put it together to make the money match.
I don't know, man. That would be nice to see, but anything's possible with the NBA.
They would have to give Zubac. They would have to give Zubac up.
if you package Powell and Bogey together, that's $36 million right there.
They want Zubac.
Derrick Jones Jr. I think he make 10. Now you have
Oh, that's
46.
The Suns want Zubac. They don't want more guards. They want a big.
Zubac. Yeah, I mean, shit. If you give me, do they got who they got as their center?
Nobody.
If you, I'm about to say, if you get Zubac for Devin Booker, bro, that's terrible. That's terrible. It's over.
The Suns roster filled with guards, and
I'm not
yeah,
that's terrible,
so,
bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either. Let me go to Bruce. What's good, Bruce?
What's up, BJ? What's up, everybody? Happy 4th of July.
What's up,
Bruce? What's up, Bruce?
Hope you guys are spending time with family and not talk about the Clippers all day. So, yeah.
I'm waiting on that good.
Yeah. I'm here briefly just to say hello. To say that the Clippers are cooked. Brook Lopez is not gonna do it. Resigning James Harden is not gonna do it. So it's like a play-in championship for the Clippers, or first round, second round. I mean, at the most, I don't see the team winning a championship. Chris Paul coming to the Clippers would be like a Gumbaya signing. I mean, he's I don't know about the postseason because that's when he gets hurt. So
Who's the dude you talking about?
I said Chris Paul.
Chris Paul. I don't think he moves the needle either, but they need a scorer, y'all. That's what they need. They need a scorer.
They need a scorer. Huh?
Yes, that's what they need. That's exactly what they need. I'm telling you, that shit would change everything.
Yeah,
they get it dynamic.
I mean,
not only a scorer, Kirk. You need somebody who, like, I'm gonna tell you, because people are not gonna agree with this, but Kawhi got a little. Kawhi a killer, right? But sometimes he get a little bit of that shakiness in him too that James Harden got. I not seen it.
I don't know about that. Where'd you get that from?
This the thing. Kawhi had that shakiness for maybe one game, maybe 1 or 2 games. James Harden had that shit the whole series. That's the difference between the two of them.
Here we go again with the James Harden glazing. Here we go again.
I think Kawhi, if he don't see nothing on the floor, bro.
I just told you that they both got a similar problem. Nobody glazing nobody.
They don't have the similar problem. One plays defense, one doesn't. One doesn't show up when the team.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about when it's crunch time, your hands don't get sweaty. You're not nervous.
You mean like James Harden?
James
Harden hands are in the river. He's like an ocean in the crunch time. He doesn't. He's not there.
That's what I just said, Bruce.
We don't want James Harden on the team anymore. And the Clippers, stupid, sign him again. I don't know why.
I gotta look at that like a money move. You know, and who else are you gonna have to sell jerseys besides him?
I'd rather the team stink and get a good draft pick than seeing the same thing again. Get your hopes up, and then
How you gonna get a good draft pick when you gave them all to OKC?
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
That's why I'm not the GM.
Not gonna lie, I don't want to see the same thing. I don't want to see the same shit again because it's gonna be worse. We're gonna see it 3 years in a row. Like 3 years in a row is kind of crazy to me. I don't know. I think the Clippers are gonna make a big time trade soon. I don't know when they're going to.
They're not gonna make a
they're gonna have to, bro.
They
who you sending? Who you sending?
I don't know, Bruce, but you gotta think, Bruce. Just think about what you just said, bro.
Norm, Bogey, and Derrick Jones Jr. They all could go.
Crazy. I like Derrick Jones Jr. like a piece, but I will put him in the trade package for sure.
Two of them are scrap.
We got a young dude named Trent Flowers. He can do the same shit Derrick Jones Jr. could do.
He just came to the NBA, bro. Stop that shit, Mike. Stop that shit.
Say that one more time.
Didn't he just come into the NBA?
He can do the same shit, bro. I mean, except for the defense. Hold on. Except for the defense, bro.
Then that's bad then, because Derrick Jones can play defense. I ain't gonna hold you. He can play defense.
That's what I was gonna say. He can play some defense.
Yeah, he wasn't playing defense in the playoffs.
That's a lie, Bruce. Bruce, I don't know what the hell you be watching, bro. I swear you just be talking sometimes, bro. He just be talking sometimes, bro.
Bruce got a point.
He was playing defense in the playoffs, bro.
There was no defense. He wasn't playing no defense.
That's a lie, Bruce. That's a whole lie, bro.
Hey, Kirk, he had a size
It's a lie,
difference.
bro.
We need
He
to
wasn't
stop
playing no
giving
defense at
people
all, Bruce. He was
reputation.
just out there, Bruce. He was just out there. He
He
ain't play
was
no
just out there
defense.
doing cardio, doing nothing.
That's not true, Breeze. That's
All right,
not true. Derrick
all
Jones
right.
plays some defense, bro.
How
That's what
come?
he
How
does,
come?
bro.
How come? How come Aaron Gordon?
He was
How come
outside.
Aaron Gordon was an Hall of Famer when he was guarding Aaron Gordon?
Are you serious? He was a Hall of Famer, bro. What?
What?
No
How
one could
come
guard
Aaron
Aaron
Gordon was
Gordon.
playing like a Hall of Famer against the Clippers when Derrick Jones was on the floor?
So Derrick Jones is the only person
Yeah,
guarding Aaron Gordon.
exactly,
Bruce,
exactly.
Bruce, you're not being realistic. You're just talking, Bruce. So
I'm just
who all was
talking. Go ahead.
guarding?
Hey,
Multiple
Kirk,
players was guarding Aaron Gordon, and they all got cooked.
keep it a buck. That's Ty Lue's fault. Ty Lue should have had Ben Simmons on his ass.
The only
Ben
person I've
Simmons is
seen
16, just
that could stop Aaron Gordon was Kawhi, bro. That's it. And Kawhi was damn near getting cooked
So
too.
I
They
thought
couldn't
Derrick
stop
Jones
Aaron
played
Gordon.
defense. I thought
like
Derrick Jones played defense.
You
How come he
cannot,
couldn't
bro.
stop
You
him?
know how strong Aaron Gordon is, bro.
outsized, bro. He got outsized.
That's what I'm saying to Bruce. Like, doesn't mean you won't play defense. I mean you just got
All
he's
right,
bigger than you.
Yeah,
What does
that's what
that
I'm saying.
mean?
I'm saying the same
all
shit
right,
you said.
I
all
don't.
right.
That's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying, Bruce. I swear you guys start. I don't know what you be watching sometimes, but your takes is kind of. I like your takes, but your takes be crazy sometimes, bro.
okay, my takes are crazy. All right.
Yes.
Years ago, I said Tyloo should be fired. Years ago, before everybody, and they were said, "Oh, my takes was crazy." Years ago, I said the team needs to change GM and stuff, but nobody. My takes was crazy. Okay, I say a lot of crazy things, but some of them are not
I'm gonna
crazy.
say this, Bruce. Those are some good takes. Not all your takes, Bruce. I'm not saying all your takes, bro, but I ain't gonna lie. Some things lately you've been saying, bro. I'm like, nah, bro. I can't agree. I
Oh,
can't.
you mean
Derrick
like
Jones.
OKC overrated? Yeah, they're still overrated.
I don't know. I only want to talk. I don't know how a team has the best record in the NBA
Championship, and
wins and then they're overrated.
no, they're not overrated, man.
That's
Stop
what I'm
that.
saying. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
the
Like Bruce's
madness.
takes
You got
lately been
mad.
kind of just like out of the like. You got some
All
good
right.
takes, Bruce, but lately you just been going crazy. I'm like,
I
bro.
mean, OKC just overpaid for free throw merchant, so I don't know. Let's see.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Literally top 5 in the NBA, bro. What are you talking about?
That's what I don't even want to argue with Bruce, man. But I ain't gonna lie. Actually, they do get a lot of calls, bro. He get a lot of calls, so I can't even argue that. He gets a lot of calls,
Hey, but he's good.
so he's not lying. Bruce is not lying about that.
It's not illegal to seek contact, bro. That's how you
No,
take advantage
facts.
of the game, bro.
Yeah, easy contact and grab your arm, grab your underarm, and then foul.
Hey, you the type of player, you the type of person. If you was playing in the NBA, you'd be the one fouling him, sending him to the line.
No,
I will say that the refs do have a special whistle for shade, but other than that, bro, you can't. I
any
mean,
any
it's
Clippers fan,
It's the same shit.
any Clippers fan who do not believe that the Clippers are cooked are crazy.
I ain't gonna lie.
Okay,
Bruce
it's
kind of
the
right though.
same thing that's
They
gonna
kind of
happen
are
again.
cooked.
It's the same thing that's gonna happen again. James Harden getting older, Kawhi is getting older. When you get older, you don't get better.
All right, that's a good take, Bruce, because I agree. They look pretty bad right now. They don't look good.
I mean, Brook Lopez. I see people celebrating Brook Lopez. Come on,
He's still a good piece
is it
too.
New Jersey Nets Brook Lopez or the Milwaukee shooting three big? How many
Yeah,
rebounds Brook Lopez grab? Like five a game? Come on,
he's tall as shit. If he ain't grabbing more than 3 rebounds, that's kind of just. I
man.
don't know
That's
if
the
it's
only signing you have, Brook Lopez. Really?
Wait, I thought we signed someone else. Did we get someone else? That was it? I don't
I
know.
don't remember them signing anybody else.
Yeah, bro. Is he starting? Does he start next to Zoo? I don't know, bro. I don't know what the Clippers is doing. I don't know, bro. I think they just kind of just trying to gasp for air at this point, bro. They're kind of just drowning and they trying to grab onto anything, so they grabbed onto Brook Lopez. That's not a yeah. No, I don't like that, bro. No, bro. They done, bro. I ain't gonna lie, they probably done.
I mean, I think OKC is better than the Clippers. See?
I mean, of course.
See? Okay. But I see a lot of crazy takes, but I'm not stupid. Okay.
No, I don't think you stupid, Bruce. I just
I'm
think
saying
lately.
OKC is overrated compared to other champion. I'm not saying they're overrated this season. That's why I said they're overrated. That's not
Okay.
impressive to
You're
me.
saying overrated champions.
Yes, I'm not saying they don't deserve the championship or whatever. I just said overrated compared to other champions.
That's not okay. I'm thinking you're saying overrated in general, bro. I'm like,
No,
yo,
I'm
okay.
saying overrated. As I saw somebody said they're better than the Raptors. I don't know. Was it Colin Coward or something like that? Who said better than the
That's a good
Raptors? I'm
take
like, oh,
though. They go back to back, they will be, but nah, you can arguably say the Raptors are better than them. You can definitely say that. You can for sure say that. That's a that's not a bad take, but if they go back to back this year, then they're going to be better than the Toronto Raptors.
hey, if they go back to back, I will not call them overrated anymore. You're not gonna see me call them overrated. They deserve winning back to back.
Right. Nah, facts, because they definitely can. But we'll see, because this was a good year for them, bro. It's not like they had a cakewalk to the finals either. I wouldn't even say that because a lot of people was, but other than the Memphis Grizzlies and Ja went down and he was having an impactful game before he went down because they probably was gonna win Game 3, but they was gonna win the series. The Denver Nuggets, I don't know if you've seen Lou Dort. He had an interview talking about that was the only team that made them really really shake was the Denver Nuggets.
That's BS, man.
I
He
wouldn't
wasn't
say that's
shaking against the Pacers. Come on, man.
well he said they made them he said they kind of got nervous. He said, but we knew we was gonna win. He said Denver. He said we didn't know if we was gonna win that game. They didn't know they was gonna beat Denver.
They were scared of Jokic. That's why he needs to say.
Of course, yeah, that's what they were saying. They was being honest. He was talking to who was he talking to? I don't know. I forget. It was an interview, bro, and he was like, but nah, Lou Dort was being honest, bro. He basically said Denver could have beat them. That's all he was saying.
I mean,
And then the Pacers. I mean, I didn't see the OKC panic against the Pacers, bro. I just seen them just not
really?
play like. Yeah, I didn't see them
Okay.
panic. I thought
Uh,
they was. I thought it was pretty chill. Now Game 4, they was kind of like I don't know. I don't know. That Game 4 was kind of crazy, but nah, not like Denver, bro. I watched that Denver series, bro. I ain't gonna lie. At a point, Bruce, I thought Denver was gonna beat them, bro.
mm.
I thought they was gonna beat them, bro. I thought
I thought they were gonna beat Denver because Denver does not have a bench. So see, uh, somebody said I'm a hater. I already know I am a hater. So
I didn't know you
that's
said
why
that. Okay,
I thought they were better than Denver because of the bench. So,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
see, I say a lot of crazy things, but some of my stuff are legit.
I'm gonna take that back, bro. You got some good takes, bro. I mean, I've been on this chat thing with you for some years now, bro. I just think lately your takes been kind of like, what the fuck?
It's to annoy you. I say those things about OKC. Some
Oh
of them
my
I don't
gosh.
even believe them. Okay,
Yeah, I'm a OKC fan, bro. I don't know. I just thought they did a good
this is
job
my
this year, bro.
role. This is my role, and I'm saying it live. It's to annoy people.
It does work. That shit do work, bro. But nah, they got to go back to. If they go back to back, then 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 the league can raise some eyebrows. They be like, oh shit, this team's actually because they
Well,
can, bro. They for sure can. They have the team. They have the players. They can go back to back. And they, bro. To be honest with you, bro, the only team that's in their way, actually, well, two teams. Houston and the Nuggets. That's it. In the
yeah,
East, I don't know. I don't know who's coming out the East. It might be Orlando. I don't know.
yeah. Well, I have to go. I'm gonna be on the highway, so I may lose signals. So I hope you
All right.
guys have a great 4th of July. Don't eat
You
a lot
too,
of hot
Bruce.
dogs. Hot dogs are not good for you guys. Don't eat hot dogs.
Heard that.
Okay, they're
Oh,
trash. Do not eat
yeah, I don't
hot
eat
dogs.
hot dogs.
So just burgers then.
Hey, I just went to my sister's house. Oh my God, so many hot dogs. I'm like, what the heck? Why so many hot dogs, man?
Yeah, we don't
So
eat
I had to go
glizzies,
to the
man.
store. I had to go to the store to get some real meat. And
Oh
I'm not
shit.
saying pause. Okay, so yeah.
All right, Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce.
All right. guys. Later.
Later.
All right, bro. Oh, this shit done. Oh.
Yeah,
Hey, BJ, I seen your thing, bro. You about to hold up? You about to commentate, bro?
With the what are you talking about? The summer league?
Yeah, is that what's going on?
I'm just gonna be there covering the summer league. Yeah. Just
That's what's up.
basically at the event. It's the summer league's like a week event.
Right.
Yeah, it's in Vegas, so I'll be out there for that.
That's what's up, bro. This your first time doing that?
First time.
Oh
First
yeah,
time.
that's what's up, BJ. That's what's up. I thought summer league was longer than a week.
It's like a week and like extra 3 days. So yeah, it's from the 10th to the 20th. So I will be out there for that.
That's a bet. I mean, I always like watching the summer league, bro, because you just see the talent for sure. You see the talent. So that shit.
Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely the place to be at.
Yeah, I'm about to say it. So you been to one before? I've never been to like a summer league like event or like, you know what I'm saying, like watch the games. Like you watched them before?
What do you mean? Like been to the event?
Yeah, like you actually like watched summer league. Like you went there, you watched it. Yeah, like the games.
Yeah, I was there a few years ago. I was there a
Okay.
few years ago. Yeah, I was playing. That's when I was still playing, but I had an
Oh,
event I was playing in, and I got a chance to watch summer league too, because they were playing. The NBA was playing around the same time, like close to where I was having like my event I was playing at. I
oh,
was at
that's
an
what's up.
overseas camp. Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you did say you don't play no more, bro. That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, I stopped playing it like 3 years ago.
You don't be playing pickup, bro? I be playing pickup ball here and there, bro. Like you don't like go outside and shit and just pick up ball.
Not since I've been doing media for the last couple years. I don't think I played pickup since like 2023.
Damn,
So
bro. Well, that's
I
not that
only shoot
long.
around.
Oh shit. Okay. Hey,
Yeah, I just
you
shoot
gotta get
around.
back in that court, BJ. Well, then you busy though. I know you like you just said, bro. You work for the Clippers and everything, and I'm gonna say you moving, so not
Yeah,
really
you
too
gotta
much pickup.
remember when you played for so long and all you did was you know, I've been doing that training around the clock playing ball like for like over since high school, college, for almost a decade. So it's like I enjoy not being able to have to worry about getting ready for a season and stuff. Like I'm enjoying doing this. So I'll go out and shoot and may go to the gym if I get a good run in, but I'm cool. I don't have to, play. I don't need that.
Okay,
This my calling now.
that makes sense. You remember when Kawhi was like, he was like, I don't watch NBA or I don't really play pickup ball. Like I see why like you play so much ball, bro. Like why would I want to just keep playing basketball every day? Like I gotta chill out.
Yeah. You gotta really like be obsessed with it. And at one point I was, but I'm like Kawhi, like I enjoy other things outside of playing ball. Like I enjoy family and my downtime, and I don't really have to um play ball to
Hey, that's what.
be.
Okay. No, that's what's up though, bro. I think that's the small things, bro. Because if you obsessed, bro, you gonna miss out a lot, bro. You gonna miss out a lot of shit, and then you gonna look up and be like, damn, it was just basketball all my life.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, that shit, like Kobe, even Shea, bro, they have to. You got sacrifice everything. Shaq said it himself, bro. He told his son, like, "Are you ready for this?" He said, "Cause you gonna have to give up a lot of shit, bro." He said, "You gonna have to give up family, all that." And that's some serious shit, bro. So it's up to you what you. I think what Kawhi's doing is amazing because it prepares him to get off the court. And once he gets off the court, like he's not like, oh, I'm not like a. Some people get off the court, but they're like they want that fame still. But Kawhi's so low key, he don't really care because right now he'd be like, I'm just chilling, bro. So that's an easy transition. Other than like a player like LeBron, if LeBron stopped playing today, bro, he might go insane, bro. Like that's all he knows is basketball.
Yep. If you play long enough, it's like anything. I'm pretty sure, like you got a profession, you've been doing it for a while, and you be like, damn, I can't wait to do something else.
Facts.
Can't wait to do something else and see what life is after this. So that's where I'm at.
That's what's up, then, bro. That's what's up. Okay, well, all right, BJ. I'm gonna
All right, bro. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and cut it off here, man. If anybody, able to come in, cool. But I just want to come in and kind of stick my nose in, talk to y'all a little bit. If y'all don't know, I also do writing for the Sporting Tribune. So, matter of fact, I'll do this. I'll go ahead and put this up so y'all can see. So I do writing for the Sporting Tribune. So if y'all want to come and follow my work, go onto the Sporting Tribune. That's where y'all can find your boy. Y'all see the title right here. The Sporting Tribune. Bradley Beal's Clippers missing piece. And there's my name right there. So if y'all like to read articles, if y'all like the Woj and the Shams and the Chris Haynes and all that stuff, y'all make sure y'all go and follow my page as well. So I'm part of, it's a pretty big outlet out here. So y'all go and check that out. And just comment, follow, and subscribe and all that stuff. And take time out to read what your boy got. Make sure y'all have a good experience with reading it. So make sure y'all continue to follow the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Until next time, respectfully say, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull up. Peace. Out of here like swim well.